NBC is brought to you by New Miller Beer, the brand new beer from Miller with big flavor that goes down easy. By the all-new Ford F-150, strength after strength after strength. And by KFC, for everything a meal should be. Everybody needs a little KFC.
Back at the Garden, a boisterous reception as the New York Knicks have been introduced to the crowd. Let's check the lineups first for the Bulls. 72-10 during the regular season, 5-0 in the playoffs. Michael Jordan, Ron Harper in the backcourt. Harper's done an excellent job defensively against John Starks. Up front, Luke Longley has played well. Scottie Pippen, who helped ignite the Bulls in the fourth quarter in Game 2 in Chicago. And Dennis Rodman, who, as Jim Gray mentioned, will see much playing time this afternoon in the absence of the injured Tony Kukoc. Phil Jackson, a one-time New York Knick, played 11 of his 13 NBA seasons in a Knicks uniform. And for his former team, Derek Harper and John Starks in the backcourt. Starks coming off a 2 for 5, preceded by the 0 for 9. Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, and Charles Oakley on the front line. And the head coach of the New York Knicks, Jeff Van Gundy, who says he has been bothered by some of the sniping on the part of the Chicago Bulls. In particular, Phil Jackson will get to that a bit later on. The officials, Ed T. Rush, Joe DeRosa, and Hugh Hollins, who has not been a favorite of the Bulls, involved in a couple of controversial finishes. Back in '94, a huge call at the end of the game against Scottie Pippen that sent Hubert Davis to the foul line. It led to the game-winning shots for the Knicks. And then the last regular season game this year between Indiana and Chicago, the last regular season game for the Bulls, a call against Michael Jordan that sent Eddie Johnson of Indiana to the line for the game-winning shot. So the Knicks control the opening tip. Knicks and Bulls playing back-to-back Game 4 here tomorrow night. We'll have it on NBC as John Starks opens up by finding some room and hitting the jump shot.
His first jump shot in the series set up by the nice big pick by Patrick Ewing after John Starks ran the baseline screen.
The Bulls have been out of sync offensively. It has not been the usual rhythm. In Game 1, you recall Michael Jordan taking a host of shots. Jordan opens up with a three-point attempt. And then in Game 2, he looked to distribute the ball, took his time at the start, wanted others to get involved.
Admitted he was a little bit tired at the beginning of that ball game, lacked energy.
Luke Longley. And the game is tied at 2.
Well, rebounding has been a major problem for the Knicks in this series, giving up 18 offensive rebounds in each game, but a lot of them have come in the early minutes of each first quarter. Dennis Rodman getting one here to give the Bulls another opportunity to score, and they cash in.
Here is Mason. And that is somewhat out of his range, but was able to hit over Rodman. The Knicks 4, and the Bulls 2. Pippen guarded by Mason. Harper opening against Jordan. Oakley checking Rodman. Jordan posting up. Mason helping. Shot clock at 4. Down to 2. Down to 1. Jordan gets it off. Rodman tried to save it, but it carried out of bounds.
Well, normally Anthony Mason does his damage inside a rare jump shot opportunity against one of the members of the all-defensive team, against Dennis Rodman, and right away the tongue-out a la of Michael Jordan, right? And he was sticking it out at Dennis Rodman. He doesn't believe he should be first-team all-defensive. A lot of other people don't think so either.
Well, Patrick Ewing was able to get the good position, and the Knicks now lead 6-2. Jordan, he was surrounded as he hits on his first field goal. Michael telling us earlier that the back feels very good. Jim Gray related. Travel called on Oakley. Michael said he was able to go to the weights today for the first time since his back has bothered him, so you know he's feeling much better.
And the Bulls that time not going to any kind of set offense, going for early offense, getting Michael in post position quickly.
Here's Scottie Pippen. the hustle rebound. Ramming with Pippen. And Hugh Hollins calling a block on Pippen.
Well, John Starks looking to make something happen. A little bit out of control here, but Scottie Pippen clearly moving over to get to that block off that sideline. A good call by referee Hugh Hollins, and no complaint from Scottie Pippen.
The Knicks have hit their first 3 shots. 3 minutes gone by. Ewing. And you can hear the rumbling from the crowd reacting to the shot by Ewing.
Well, forced to take actually a bad shot. It looked like Patrick was open, but so slow to steal.
Jordan had it knocked away. Harper slowed down and it crossed. He was trying to draw a foul, but Jordan was able to break it up.
Well, Michael's so quick. He has had some minor ball handling problems. This time trying to do too much with it as Oakley knocked it loose. Harper, you could see, looking over his right shoulder, felt the footstep, didn't see Jordan coming on his left.
And the call against Chicago. Scottie Pippen picks up his second. Remember, the Bulls are shorthanded on the front line because of the back injury suffered in practice yesterday by Tony Kukoc. Wild shot by Harper looking for the three-pointer. The Knicks 6 and the Bulls 4. Jordan. Well, you know Michael's feeling better. We did not see that post-up move frequently Tuesday night in Game 2.
And no help from the New York defense even after Michael put it on the floor. He'll kill Harper unless they come down in that post spot.
Mason. And Longley reaches for the rebound. Here is Jordan. On the box out. The game tied at 6 with 4 minutes gone by. Longley from deep. Starks knocking it away. And it will be Chicago back in possession.
Well, the Bulls coming into this game without Tony Kukoc. You know they're going to struggle for some offense while they have the mismatch size-wise with the Jordan inside on Ron Harper. I should say Derek Harper. They're going to it almost exclusively.
You mentioned that the Bulls looking for Kukoc for offense. Of course, he was not providing that offense, but the threat always there that he would break out. But his shooting was off. Harper, air ball handled by the Knicks' Derek Harper. The Knicks also, over the first 2 games, not getting the kind of ball movement that they did in the previous series against Cleveland. 1 count, Longley committing the foul before the shot attempt.
Well, in that Cleveland series, the reason they were getting such good ball movement and open shots was anytime Patrick Ewing made a move inside, he drew the double team, and he gave the ball up quickly, which gave John Starks in particular a lot of good looks. I'm surprised the Knicks haven't gone back to John getting the first field goal of the game and looked sharp. Haven't gone no since.
Ewing on the ball fake. Finds Starks for 3. Starks has hit on his first 2 attempts. The Knicks 9, the Bulls 6. Jordan. And the Knicks want to run. Mason. For Oakley. Well, the Bulls able to get back. Knicks are not a good transition team.
And a couple of times now where Oakley has touched the ball in transition. Very tentative, very unsure with what to do. He should just pass it.
Timeout is taken by Phil Jackson with 6:36 to go in this opening quarter. The Knicks with a 9-6 lead. Good luck by Ewing, finding Starks in 3-point territory. And John Starks able to connect on his first 3-pointer of the series.
The new Ford Taurus has people talking. Car and Driver noted it's wider, longer, and taller than before. Edward Armand says,
I'm amazed at its size. It's actually bigger than it looks.
Automobile Magazine calls it maybe the best family car ever made. And Maria Stylo adds,
I love it. I've never gotten so many compliments.
the new Ford Taurus. Now with $600 cash back, Taurus starts at just $17,945 or get 2.9% APR financing. Hurry, offer ends soon.
What day helps your small business grow?
It's Friday. Are you free?
Help your business do more business with Sprint's amazing offer. Friday's free for a full year. So get busy.
Same time next week.
And watch your small business grow.
Can't do lunch. It's Friday.
And grow. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Friday's free. It's the busiest day of the week.
It's Friday. Are you free?
Only from Sprint Business.
Get this. She wants to change her name from Heather to Feather.
Dad, recycle.
Bill's going nuts. Save the whales, save the llamas. She's very picky about her food.
Fried chicken.
Bill thinks he's losing his little girl and his Kentucky Fried Chicken. So last night he brings him a bucket.
Hello.
And in it, he's got the original recipe and this new tender roast. It's in pieces. Yeah, it's a whole new deal.
Okay, this is new.
Bill's got his fried pieces. Heather's got her roasted pieces.
Thanks, Dad.
And I've just got peace.
New tender roast. Now, any way you like it, roasted or fried, all you need is a little KFC.
From the beginning, Miller Genuine Draft is a beer unlike any other. Uniquely cold-filtered for maximum refreshment. Brewed with specially selected grains, the finest malted barley, and only the choicest hops the Northwest has to offer. Miller Genuine Draft. Always smooth, always refreshing, beginning to end. Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
Well, over the first two games of this series, John Starks has had a difficult time. He told us yesterday that he must get back to his fired up, on the edge mentality.
Oh, no question. You know, I seem to get myself more involved in the game, and of course my teammates seem to follow the lead. You know, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to go out there and just play and have fun. You know, that's the game of basketball is all about. You know, as people want me to calm down, but we can't do that, you know, because you lose energy. And in the playoffs, you have to have a lot of energy and come with a lot of emotion in order to sustain a 48-minute ball game.
And you saw the energy of Starks pushing it down to set up the layup. And the Knicks now lead 11-6. We're halfway through the first quarter. Marv Albert, Matt Dukas, Jim Gray for Ahmad Rashad. And the ball back to the Knicks.
But John Starks also has to play under control. That means take good shots, make good basketball plays, and he made one there on the fast break, making sure he had the pass receiver Pippen. With Scottie Pippen with 2 fouls, it looked like the Knicks want to go inside against him. When Pippen was guarding Anthony Mason, it was a good matchup for New York. Charles Oakley, who's having some words right now with Ron Harper, discussing the way the start of this game has gone. But Charles Oakley is not a comfortable low-post player, but I think the Knicks have to explore it to try to get the third on Pippen.
And Ron Harper just picked up the foul. The 5-point Knick lead represents the biggest lead they've had this series. The Knicks 11 and the Bulls 6. Nice pass from Ewing. Mason. Rebound Mason. Well, the Knicks, during the regular season, the worst club in the league in the department of offensive rebounding, able to convert on the offensive glass.
So far, Chicago looks flat-footed at both ends of the floor.
Scottie Pippen off. Here comes Starks. Ewing. And he drew the foul. He was very fortunate putting the ball on the floor. He lost the handle, but the foul called on Longley to bail him out.
Now Scottie Pippen going in with the left hand, a little bit out of control. Collision with Oakley, too far underneath the basket, but the hard elbow by Charles Oakley on his way to go back the other end. All the officials were looking the other way.
Ewing had major problems at the line of the playoffs. Certainly the case in the fourth quarter. Here's Bill Weddington, New York area product, played his college ball at St. John's, replacing Luke Longley, who departs after picking up his second foul. Knicks 15, Bulls 6, 9-0 run for New York. Chicago has missed its last 6 shots. Now there's some perspiration on the ball, handled by Ed Rush.
The Bulls have been looking over to the Chicago bench to see what Phil wants, but Phil just spent about 30-40 seconds having a long discussion with Luke Longley about the way he was defending Patrick Ewing.
superb. And they now lead 17-6. Chicago wants to talk it over.
Well, Anthony Mason has been hiding on that baseline, getting behind the defense, giving his teammates an opening to find him, and they have been seeing him as the Bulls defense unable to find him. Dennis Rodman way out of position as Mason gets the finish.
Some people say I've got too much on my mind. Movies, music, toys, correction. There's only one thing in my head, the championship. The championship. Because I got 10 fingers and no rings. And I love jewelry. That's what's on my mind. This is my planet.
You got room for a brother on your planet.
This is for Mr. Blanchard, who told me to make something of myself. For Miss Miller, who never let me settle for a seat. For my parents, who believe in my dreams. For myself, for my future. Be all that you can be.
The loads are getting heavier, and the stumps are just getting more stubborn. You're working harder than ever. You need a truck that does too. Meet the all-new 1997 Ford F-150. Our new Triton V8 cranks out even more power and torque. Our V6 out-muscles every standard truck engine in its class. And the first scheduled tune-up's 100,000 miles away. After all, the road's not getting any shorter. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
First in business.
Another hot stock today.
First in talk.
The controversial issue.
We have excitement in the building tonight. CNBC. It's a wealth of information.
Well, playoff defense is physical. Patrick Ewing saying, not in my house. You cannot come across the lane, and that's what you got to do. Get in the path and force the man out. And no, you are not going to the offensive boards this time, says Charles Oakley as he gets the elbow up into the chest of Dennis Rodman.
The Bulls have gone 4 minutes without scoring. 0 for 7 from the field. Both these teams have gone through drought periods over the first 2 games. Bulls missing their last 7 shots. Here's Starks with the steal. And a little extra provided by John Starks as the Knicks now lead 19-6. A 13-0 run by New York.
Well, the Bulls offense is not a motion offense, but it does require ball movement and player movement. And so far, Chicago basically standing around. That lets the Knicks get in passing lane.
Michael Jordan ends the Knick run. So Jordan, 3 of 7. He has 6 points. The Knicks 19 and the Bulls 8. Ewing and Weddington getting involved. And again the foul against Chicago. That's number 1 on Weddington.
Patrick Ewing trying to set up down low, and Bill Wennington trying to do the same thing that Patrick Ewing did a little bit earlier, making the bump. Make it out high so the offensive player can't get good post position. The Knicks suffer with their offense because a lot of it is so stationary. One of the reasons why they are not a good offensive rebounding team, and one of the good reasons why Chicago is normally one of the best offensive rebounding teams, besides Dennis Rodman, is they get a lot of movement, a lot of action, and it's tougher to get your defensive body on the offensive rebounding.
And in the personal foul department, 6 calls against Chicago, none against the Knicks. The Bulls are over the limit. George with a pretty move. And he'll go to the line. And that is the first foul called on the Knicks. The Bulls had gone 4 minutes and 29 seconds between points before Jordan a moment ago was able to hit. And now Michael will shoot 2.
And referee Hugh Hollins underneath the basket talking to both Charles Oakley and Dennis Rodman, telling them that's enough. I'm not going to take any more of it. He's talking about the jawing and the complaining that's going on and the physical nature of their play. Both of them are going to have to watch it, in particular Dennis Rodman, because of the absence of Tony Kukoc. As Phil said before the game, he's expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 minutes and 40 minutes of composure from Dennis Rodman.
Ludington able to take it out of the hands of Ewing. Illegal defense against the Knicks for the first time. 3.5 remaining in the first quarter. And the Knicks with a 20-9 lead. Michael Jordan accounting for 7 of the 9 Chicago points. The other basket scored by Luke Longley. Now Jordan to the post-up. The help came late, but it forced Jordan to give it up. Knicks doing a nice job off the boards, keeping it away from Rodman.
Well, there it is so far. Michael Jordan taking the bulk of the shots. Nobody else seemingly get involved. And Michael in that post position until that last time has been able to go one-on-one. Oakley came over to force things, and Patrick Ewing did a good job of getting a body on Rodman.
Off the steal, here's Pippen, but 3 Knicks get back. Pippen for 3. Well, Scottie Pippen continues to have his shooting problems. Over the first 2 games, 11 of 36 from the field. He had that one good spurt in the 4th quarter on Tuesday. The steal by Harper.
Well, the Knicks defense backing off now, just letting the Bulls throw the ball around the perimeter. They started out the game with some good pressure.
Deflected out by the Bulls.
Well, so far the big men of New York, Patrick Ewing and Oakley in particular. And now a turnover here. The ball's going to go back to Chicago.
Now apparently a change of the ball.
Okay.
Ed Rush overruling the earlier call.
But Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley doing a good job of keeping their body between, whether it's Wennington or Longley, but in particular Dennis Rodman. But where the Knicks are really going to have to get it is from their guards. They have not chipped in the rebounding department. The starting guards, Starks and Harper, only 6 defensive rebounds in the 2 games played.
Steve Kerr has come on for the first time, and Charlie Ward, who missed game 2 with a stomach virus, stepping on the floor. Charlie Ward played very well in the previous series against the Cavaliers. Pippen going last. Scottie Pippen with his first field goal. He was 0 for 5. Pass intended for Oakley. It took a hit from Rodman. A hard hit offered up. And a technical foul being called. Hugh Hollins indicating the T on Rodman.
Well, the sharp pass from John Starks to Oakley, who felt pressure from behind, and the hard hit by Dennis Rodman. And as Oakley was hit, he flung back an elbow in the face area of Dennis Rodman.
So John Starks shooting the technical. The Knicks 21 and the Bulls 11. Dennis Rodman, Charles Barkley leading the way in this department, followed by Gary Payton, Anthony Mason. Now Pippen will sit down, replaced by Jud Buechler.
Well, Scottie Pippen picked up 2 quick personal fouls, looked over to the bench at that point and asked Phil to let him go for a while, which he did. The Knicks did not really take advantage of it by trying to go right at Scottie Pippen to pick up the 3rd.
22nd timeout called by the Knicks. Mason could not find anyone to inbound the ball. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter. You see Phil Jackson in a discussion with Dennis Rodman following that technical. Checking out game 1 of the series in Chicago last Sunday. The Bulls winning 91-84. Michael came out shooting 35 shots in all, 44 points. John Starks, though, 0 for 9 for the field, coming off the sensational three-point shooting in the series against Cleveland. And then game 2 on Tuesday at the United Center. Scottie Pippen with 19 points, did not have the touch, but 9 of the 19 came in the fourth quarter. Dennis Rodman with a 19-rebound performance.
And by the way, a slight rebounding edge for the Knicks in this first quarter, 9-5. That's a good sign for New York.
And Rodman able to sweep it. Only the second rebound for Dennis. The Knicks lead by 10. And the call against the Knicks, a holding foul. It is on Starks. So the Bulls get a new 24.
John Starks is now in the matchup with Michael Jordan. He has not spent a lot of time so far this series guarding Michael. He's got him here.
Jordan going for the spin and a foul before the shot attempt, and it's apparent that Michael, as we mentioned earlier, is feeling very well physically because he's back to the spin move. We've seen the fadeaway. These are all moves that were not seen on Tuesday night in game 2.
And I don't really know where the foul is there. I think that's just good, tough, aggressive defense by John Starks. Foul problems hurt him in game 2 as he had to go to the bench early. So far he has stayed out here, but as soon as he got to Michael Jordan, for whatever reason, the officials are watching that very closely. But I thought he played good post defense, got around, and I didn't really see a foul.
Hubert Davis has come on for John Starks. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Marv, Scottie Pippen hurt his left shoulder. He collided on a pick with Charles Oakley. He's down here on the end of the bench trying to lift his left arm up, bothering him a little bit. He just told me he will return, but it is bothering him. Mark?
Well, Michael Jordan has missed 2 free throws, 2 of 4 at the line. Incidentally, the dean of sideline reporting, Ahmad Rashad, not with us today, receiving an honorary degree of Doctor of Journalism as Charlie Ward takes the hit. The University of Puget Sound back in his home area in Tacoma, Washington. So the dean, Matt, is now a doctor. Very impressive. And filling in for the dean, or is it the doctor? Another man of great distinction, Jim Gray.
Charlie Ward on the free throw line, unable to play earlier in the series because of a stomach virus, unable to even attend the last game. But Jeff Van Gundy and the Knicks expect a little bit of rebounding help from Charlie Ward as well, because the guards for New York have come up short in that area.
The Knicks 23 and the Bulls 12. And some pressure from Ward. Bushler. Jordan. Now guarded by Mason. You recall in game 1, Jeff Van Gundy opened up with Anthony Mason going against Michael Jordan. And this call away from the ball, a hold against the Knicks. So the Knicks over the foul limit. And Bushler to the line. Hubert Davis called for the foul. Judd Bushler in his 6th NBA season. Out of Arizona, getting the playing time here in the early going with Tony Kukoc sidelined by the bad back.
So far, the Knicks defense outstanding, holding the Bulls to just 5 for 18 from the field. 28%, but a lot of grabbing and holding off the ball by New York, and the officials are starting to notice it.
And here's some pressure by the Bulls. They've been going with soft pressure, particularly when Mason has the ball. Just under 1 minute left in this first quarter. Ewing. Yes. Knicks lead by 11. Good start for Ewing. He has 7. Ewing, the last couple of days, certainly hearing the criticism off his poor performances in the fourth quarter. Michael Jordan with the bucket, and then some words for his friend Charles Oakley.
I'm sure telling him, friend, you can't guard me out on the floor. You're fun in your eye.
25-16 Knicks. Mason and Rodman involved in a foul on Mason, applauded by Rodman. Offensive foul called on Mason.
Well, Anthony Mason trying to set up shop in the low post, and Dennis Rodman was just acting there. There was no real contact, but just the flailing of the arms and the body, fooling referee Hugh Hollins from behind and getting the favorable whistle.
Willie Anderson checks in, and Patrick Ewing will get a rest. 7 points, 4 rebounds for Ewing. Willie Anderson has seen only spot duty since coming over from Toronto late in the season. Bulls setting up for a final shot of this first quarter. Anderson is guarding Jordan.
And it looks like Charlie Ward wants to help out. He better not leave Steve Kerr too open.
And the foul on Anderson won't count. Foul before the shot attempt. And again, Jordan to the line. Michael Jordan has accounted for 10 of the Bulls' 16 points.
Well, the officials are calling it very, very close, and watching the banging of the bodies of the big men on the outside, watching off-the-ball foul. I assume they have been reading the papers as well and keeping up with the way this series is going and making sure they keep this thing under control. A lot of volatile players and personalities out on the floor.
And Jordan, 2 of 5 at the line. Early entrance for John Sally. Phil Jackson doing much shuffling here in this first quarter. 5 and 8/10 seconds to go. 8-point. Nick Lee. Mason slowed down. Able to get it down. Davis won't count. Waved off. So after 1 here at Madison Square Garden, New York. It's the Knicks 25 and the Bulls 17. Jordan with 11 of the 17 Chicago points. The Bulls only 6 of 19 from the field. We'll be back in a moment.
There are all kinds of reasons we designed Ford Windstar to be so safe, with over 40 standard safety features, including dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Reasons it received 5 stars, the highest possible rating in government crash tests, higher than any other minivan. In fact, there are so many reasons we designed Ford Windstar as safe as we did, it's impossible to pick our favorite one. Ford Windstar, now available with $1,000 cash back.
You ever notice the face of your kid on the way to McDonald's? His eyes light up. He smiles uncontrollably, and he just gets so happy. Come on, Dad. Some things never change.
Now McDonald's has a new kind of burger, the Arch Deluxe, with the taste, toppings, and big size grown-ups love. The new Arch Deluxe, the burger with the grown-up taste, also available with bacon.
This here freight train. He Pablo. Me, I'm Motif. There's only one drink fat enough to quench our thirst, and that's Turbo Sport 7.
Cut! Genius! The can's upside down.
Don't talk to me like a child. I played Hamlet at Cambridge.
Once again, you've ruined my concentration.
Excuse me. What's my motivation?
When you're thirsty, trust your gut, not some actor.
That's it. I am going to my trailer.
In racing, there's no margin for error. The crew follows the same procedures every time the car pulls into the pits. It's the same way at Jiffy Lube. We follow the same strict procedures more than 50,000 times a day. It's your assurance that when you bring your car to Jiffy Lube, the job will be done right. And Jiffy Lube offers Pennzoil. Jiffy Lube, the world's most experienced oil changers. That's why if it doesn't say Jiffy Lube, it just isn't Jiffy Lube.
You're watching the NBA on NBC. The 1996 NBA playoffs.
Well, there's been a bit of sniping between these two clubs during the course of this series. Exchanges between the coaches, Jeff Van Gundy and Phil Jackson. The incident in Game 2 between assistant coach Jim Clemens of the Bulls and Patrick Ewing. We've talked about all of this with Michael Jordan.
I think it's just a mental positioning of coaches trying to get into each other's head and get into the opposite player's head and see if it affects the way that they play. I think it's very important for us not to listen to that. I mean, all the comments and whatever is done on the basketball court is done on the basketball court, and whatever is said in the press is usually for the mental edge going into the next game. So I don't think too many of us are listening to that, and all the criticism is to try to get the referees to think one other way, and others trying to combat what the others is doing. It's more or less a soap opera, really.
And Coach Jeff Van Gundy of New York apparently upset with all that talk, but calling it psychobabble and saying, well, when you have number 23 on your team, you can do that talking because he can back it up for you.
Scottie Pippen between quarters 1 and 2, taking the ice from trainer Chip Schaefer, apparently icing the shoulder. Scottie Pippen is back on the floor. Dennis Rodman with an air ball and claiming that he was fouled. Knicks are going with a small lineup as Ewing remains on the bench. They have Oakley and Mason as their big men, along with Ward, Anderson, and Davis. Second quarter just underway. Shot clock at 5. Knicks lead by 8 points. Anderson shooting for 3. And rebounded by Ward. Nice pass for Anderson. Charlie Ward provides help off the boards. He can leap and very aggressive. Steve Kerr with a nice move. So the Bulls are within 6.
I was watching the Knicks coaching staff where Willie Anderson missed that point-blank layup. They just all grimaced in pain. Those are the kind of field goals that the Knicks have to cash in on, because when you don't, generally what happens at the other end, the other team scores easily.
Oakley set up by Ward. Well, the Knicks upset with the high number of layups that they missed in game 2. Pippen off the ball fake. Stolen by Ward. Charlie Ward. And the Knicks now lead 29-19.
Careless pass by Scottie Pippen, jumping in the air and just laying it out. And the Knicks much quicker on their feet than the Bulls so far this afternoon.
2 minutes gone by in the second. Here's Pippen. Scottie Pippen going high off glass, and the Knicks now lead by 8. For Pippen, only his second field goal.
And you really don't, if you're New York, you don't mind that shot because it was a challenged shot by Anthony Mason. He actually forced Scottie to adjust it, but he was lucky enough to get it off the glass up and in.
Open shot for Anderson, way off, but converted by Oakley. The Knicks led by as many as 13. They had a 19-6 edge at one point. They are now up by 10, 31-21. And Rodman playing the post. Dennis Rodman.
Well, Michael Jordan told us before the game that Dennis has to be an offensive threat. They don't expect a lot of production, but they expect him to at least be a threat other than on the offensive glass. But you don't see Dennis Rodman making post moves like that very often.
Rodman is an excellent passer out of the post. That time he was able to go glass off the spin. Here's Pippen backing his way on Davis. He had the move. He had Davis beaten, but could not convert. No foul call. Ward passed on the 3. Up to the left hand. Charlie Ward has sprung the Knicks here in the second quarter, as he did on a number of occasions against the Cavaliers. The feeling is he's a big game player going back to his football days at Florida State, and he has really come on in the playoffs. Knicks now lead by 10. Pippen getting possession. And Oakley with the rebound. And again, you can see Ward crashing the boards, and he's making a difference.
And the Knicks have an advantage now if they can get to the basket. No shot blocking for Chicago in there. However, Pippen will get one occasionally. Jordan will as well, but no big people in there.
Foul called on Bushler. Timeout taken. The Knicks hearing it from this crowd.
Well, Charlie Ward able to knife in between Rodman and Pippen. No big body in there to take up space. Nobody to challenge the shot, as the Knicks feeling good about it.
Robinson and the Spurs face Malone and the Jazz. Game 3 next on NBC.
All great cars are built from the ground up. But to build something truly extraordinary, we had to dig a little deeper. Introducing the new Acura CL Coupe. Further proof that luxury doesn't have to be boring.
People say in the town of Flatwoods, the most exciting thing to do is sit around and watch the paint dry, especially when it's Behr Premium Plus, only from Home Depot.
It's going on so smoothly.
Nice color.
It's 100% acrylic.
It's like putting a plastic shell on your house.
And since Behr has a 15-year guarantee, these people know they won't be seeing this much excitement again for quite a while. Behr Premium Plus, the premium paint with a Home Depot price.
If you passionately believe in what you're doing, you can achieve almost anything in life. We can have an idea in the bath in the morning and have it up and working by the afternoon. We like to think of Virgin as a flexible company, and I think American Express is very flexible as well. You can use the card to buy a CD, or you can use it to go off on a travel around the world.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the Michelob family of beers. Some days are made for Michelob. By Acura, who invites you to test drive the new CL Luxury Sports Coupe. And by Reebok. Are you prepared to say, this is my planet?
Back at Madison Square Garden, our cameras roaming the sidelines. Excellent actor Gary Sinise. Tennis star Boris Becker on hand. Billy Baldwin in his Knicks uniform. His official John Starks jersey, always on hand, along with China Phillips, his wife. There's Gene Siskel making his way from Chicago and hearing the boos from the crowd. And Woody Allen always on hand. Soon Yi.
Well, big keys for the Knicks and why they have a 10-point lead is that they have controlled the backboards 15-8, only giving up 2 offensive rebounds to Chicago so far. They have turned it over 5 times, the Knicks have, but have only given up 3 points off those 5 turnovers.
Post-up move by Mason, and the rebound is handled by Rodman. That's 4 rebounds for Rodman. You see what the Knicks are able to do down low. This very unusual for the Knicks in particular against Chicago. Knicks lead by 10. Pippen with a nice move. Scottie Pippen able to get inside with the floater.
Well, the Bulls have made a conscious effort since Scottie Pippen came back into this ballgame to get him involved offensively. Chicago knows they're going to need offensive punch, especially without Tony Kukoc. Even though Kukoc was not a scoring factor in the first 2 games, he gives the Bulls so much versatility at the offensive end with his playmaking ability.
Now Jordan guarded by Anderson. He has seen a number of looks here today. Jordan with the spin. Oh, what a move by Michael Jordan. It appeared that Willie Anderson had played it well.
An unfair look there. Just a move that got Willie Anderson moving towards the baseline, and he almost broke his ankles on that play as Jordan able to shake free. Scottie Pippen cutting across the lane in the triangle offense for the easy lay-in, and then Jordan working hard against Willie Anderson, and a little move to the baseline, and that shook him free from Willie Anderson.
You don't take orders from anyone but the sea. The harder you work, the more you earn. And the more you earn, the more you keep. And after it's all said and done, you walk away with the 2 things nobody can take. Good friends and good corn.
Inside, every person who needs a minivan is someone who swore they'd never buy one. For that someone, Honda created Odyssey, with 4 doors and a fold-away 3rd seat. It's the minivan for people who deep down inside aren't minivan people. Odyssey, the Honda of minivans.
When you buy a computer factory direct from Gateway 2000, our tech experts are there for you around the clock. What keeps them going?
When I fix their problems, guys that I don't even know will just come out and say, I love you, Gretchen. I'm married. At least I know I still got it.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You've got a friend in the business. Give us a call.
Man, I love being a reporter, but what I really love is the NTA.
NBA.
I love the slam dunkies, the four-pointers,
three-pointers,
innings,
quarters,
and of course my New York Knickers, huh?
Knicks,
and my favorite players: Michael Borman,
Jordan,
Edward Manditsky,
Patrick Ewing.
The NTA.
NBA.
Oh, I like this game.
You love this game.
Right. Love this game.
Good.
Raise your spirits, raise your skirts, and raise a toast to host Christine Baranski. She's got the cure. Saturday Night Live makes you feel good all over.
Patrick Ewing making his way back onto the floor. Now, Jeff Van Gundy sat about 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Is that a move by Jeff looking ahead, perhaps seeking a well-rested Ewing for the fourth quarter? There you see Patrick's coach at Georgetown, John Thompson, who takes in as many games as he can featuring his former players.
I think it is a move by Jeff to try to keep Patrick Ewing as fresh as possible throughout the game, in particular come the fourth quarter. I don't think he's thinking at all about the back-to-back situation with the game today and tomorrow late afternoon.
Scottie Pippen with the steal on the deflection. The Knicks have led by as many as 13. It's down to a 6-point lead. And a hat called on Mason. Jordan anticipating the foul and applauded the call by Ed Rush.
Well, Michael had complained bitterly during game 2. He felt that Derek Harper was ticking him on the elbow on many of his jump shots and not getting the call. This time Michael bailed out by Anthony Mason because Michael was never really sure with the basketball. Was having trouble gathering on his way up for the jump shot and put up what looked like was going to be a weak shot. And then Anthony Mason, not on the elbow, that was more along the arm there. And Ed Rush, the slot official over on the right side, clearly saw it.
Mason sitting down. So Jordan is now 5 of 8 at the line. It's a 4-point Knick lead. Derek Harper is back. Oakley, Ewing, Anderson up front with Harper and Starks at the guards. Miscommunication, and the ball back to Chicago. Ron Harper has returned, as has Luke Longley. Starks over to strip Jordan. John Starks for Willie Anderson. And a 3-second violation.
Willie Anderson thought John Starks was going to shoot the ball, but I really like the way John is playing so far in this ballgame. Very aggressive, attacking the basket, making the proper pass, and not forcing any shots.
Pippen trying to set up Rodman, not expecting the pass. Starks on the run, finding Harper. He's been off. Rebound Rodman.
And Michael wants to slow things down the last 2 times Chicago had the ball. Careless turnovers. He wants to make sure they come down and get a good shot, only trailing by 4.
Pippen. Bucks have picked up the shooting, though, in the second quarter after the poor shooting effort. 6 of 19 in the first quarter. Lee Anderson with the shot. And the foul. Anderson going at Luke Longley. And that is 3 on the Chicago center.
Well, the Knicks swinging the ball over to the right side, trying to set a little 2-man game for Willie Anderson. And Phil Jackson very upset with Luke Longley for not getting to that position a lot sooner. Actually, Luke got a pass to the ball, but Luke's head is under the net. He's got to step out a lot further than that, as there, that unbridled enthusiasm by John Starks, appreciating the contribution from Willie Anderson.
Willie Anderson getting the playing time today. He was acquired from Toronto, was averaging 12 a game for the Raptors following his 7 years with San Antonio, an injury-hit career as a member of the Spurs. 6-point Knick lead, 5 minutes to go, first half. Here's Ron Harper, kept alive. Pippen had it knocked away. John Sally, who came on for Luke Longley, able to retrieve. And they'll reset. Pippen. Rebounded by Oakland. So Pippen is now 3 for 12 from the field. And the outside official, Hugh Hollins, with the call against the Bulls. It's on Sally, being called for a hand check.
Well, the Knicks taking an awful lot of time getting that ball into Patrick Ewing. Oakley and Rodman banging each other. Scottie Pippen in there as well, as looks like Oakley wants to hit anything with the red shirt on and hit it hard.
Starks. John Starks hit from downtown earlier. His first three-pointer of the series. We come up on 4 minutes remaining, first half. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan brings the Bulls within 4. Jordan has 17 of Chicago's 31 points. Anderson cutting, did not handle the pass. And last touch by the Knicks. Crowd reacting to the call. They felt the Bulls deflected it out. Phil Jackson now has Ron Harper, Michael Jordan in the backcourt, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen up front.
Well, the thing that has to worry Jeff Van Gundy and the Knicks is they have played very strong, tough basketball. The Bulls have not, yet Chicago only down 4.
Make it 2 as Jordan adds a couple more. He now has 19. Here's some light pressure that forced Derek Harper to back it up. Harper got the step. And Rodman hit from behind by Oakley.
Well, Derek Harper has had his problems on the inside with Michael Jordan, able to post him up and take that fadeaway jumper. This time, Michael waited, and that little hesitation, a little back step by Derek Harper enabled Michael to raise up and shoot a jumper, and Jordan will get his first rest of this ballgame. And I guess Jeff Van Gundy would say, hey, of course the Chicago Bulls don't have to play their best basketball, because when you have number 23 on your team, he can bail you out.
But that is a cop-out. They do have number 23. You know, you're not subtracting the guy. He's here. Pippen just making contact with the front rim. And he's continued to have his shooting problems. Steve Kerr has replaced Michael Jordan, who sits down with 19. It's a 2-point Knick lead. It will be Knick ball when we come back.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Your turn, man. When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good.
I think she digs you.
Really?
No. Beyond the sea,
Now you can launch your business into cyberspace with a new toll-free 888 number from AT&T. It gives you all the benefits of an 800 number and a free listing on the internet, where millions of customers can find your number, check out your home page, and order your products.
Your order's flying out the door.
One small step for you, one giant leap for your business. Toll-free 888 from AT&T for the life of your business.
Great cars are built from the ground up. But to build something truly extraordinary, we had to dig a little deeper. Introducing the new Acura CL Coupe. Another proof that luxury doesn't have to be boring.
The blockbuster motion picture comes to NBC. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Pollak, and Noah Wyland.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
A Few Good Men, Sunday at an early time, 8/7 Central on NBC.
And coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll hear from Charles Smith, the guy who started this year with the Knicks, but is now a starter for the San Antonio Spurs. His team plays the Utah Jazz in Game 2 today. That series is tied at 1 apiece. We'll also hear from Julius Erving and Peter Bessie on the first half of the Bulls and Knicks. New York now leads it by 2 as we go back to Marv, Matt, and Jim.
Thank you, Bob. Bulls in the midst of a 10-2 run. 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Michael Jordan getting his first rest of the afternoon. He has accounted for 58% of the Bulls' points, and as I say that, he checks back in. Michael, 7 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from the line for 19 points. All 7 field goals have been jump shots.
And once again, the absence of Tony Kukoc will precipitate the fact that Michael will have to play more minutes, as well as Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, and it has broken up the normal rotation for Phil Jackson.
Dennis Rodman is playing all the way. Derek Hopper 0 for 3 for the field. Good play by Mason. Mason with the steal. Starks shaking on the turf. John Starks relocating the touch. 4 of 6, 10 points. The Knicks 37, the Bulls 33.
And the way John has shot the ball the way that he is playing, the Knicks should have, at least in this first half, found more scoring opportunities for John.
Shot clock down to 5. Jordan squeezing it off. Just to beat the 24. Hopper playing that wild outlet. But the Bulls able to get back. Ewing putting the move on Sally. And a foul. The basket won't count. The hold called on Sally.
Well, on this fast break opportunity, Scottie Pippen actually has Michael Jordan ahead of the pack, but didn't see him initially. And then an ill-advised cross-court pass looking for Steve Kerr. Good hustle play by Mason to get back defensively, as John Starks has looked very sharp on his perimeter jump shot here this afternoon.
Bulls with their 4th team foul. Sally sits down. Bill Wennington is back. Minute 40 to go in the first half. The Knicks have led by as many as 13. They're up by 4. Starks feeling corner for Starks. And the Knicks lead by 7.
And Anthony Mason coming out to set that pick. The Knicks do not feel that Dennis Rodman defends well out on the floor. They want to get him involved as much as possible defensively away from the basket.
Here is Kerr setting up for himself, doing it off the dribble. And the Knicks now lead by 5. Steve Kerr with his 2nd field goal. We're down to 1 minute to go. First half. Ewing got the step and rejected by Rodman. Brilliant play by Rodman, providing help, coming over to make the block.
Well, he may not defend well out on the perimeter, but he certainly does around the basket. Not known as a shot blocker, but he saw that play coming all the way.
Shot clock at 5. Oakley posting up. Well, that's a rare move for Charles Oakley. He has 6 points. Knicks by 7.
Now, Scottie Pippen with 2 personal fouls wisely let Oakley go ahead and make his play.
Jordan putting moves on. And he draws the foul. The Knicks are looking for a palming violation. Well, appealing to Hugh Hollins.
Well, let's watch it. See if Michael turned that one over a little bit. Nevertheless, Oakley gets a hard foul in there on Michael Jordan going to the basket. I'd have to say, Marv, over the years, Michael has gotten away with that little bit of getting under the ball and gaining an advantage if he ever needed one. And also also because of the size of his hands, able to palm the ball and sometimes gain an advantage. He certainly doesn't need it.
20 for Jordan. 20 of the Bulls, 36 points. 33 and 9/10 seconds remaining first half. Looked like Ewing took a poke. Rodman, Weddington, Ewing, Oakley all involved. And you saw the call made, a technical foul. Ewing taking a shot at the side of the face, right near the right eye, as a technical was called on Charles Oakley. Apparently the shot that Ewing took in aftermath to the involvement of Oakley, and Jordan will shoot the tee.
Well, Charles Oakley and Rodman have been tangled up around the basket throughout this whole first half. But I also think Dennis Rodman taking exception to the fact that he felt that was an extra hard foul by Oakley on Michael Jordan on the play before, and actually it was Oakley pushing Rodman in to Patrick Ewing.
Pressure on Starks. He's able to keep the dribble alive. Very fortunate off the double team by the Bulls. 10 on the shot clock. Down to 15 seconds remaining in the half. 5 on the shot clock. Hopper. And a loose ball foul against the Bulls.
Well, on the free throw attempt and make by Michael Jordan, Oakley and Rodman pushing each other, and Rodman pushed in to the side of the face by Patrick Ewing as Dennis Rodman felt the effects of that. And at the other end of the floor, Charles Oakley working against 3 Chicago Bulls in trying to get to the offensive glass. And he has been extremely physical in this first half, just banging away at everybody in sight.
Oakley's done the job off the boards with 7 rebounds. Scottie Pippen back, Bill Weddington departing. Let's check in with Jim Gray, who was very close to what took place just a moment ago at the other end of the floor. There's Patrick Ewing headed back to the Knicks locker room with 10 seconds to go in the half. Let's go to Jim.
Marv, well, Charles Oakley came over to the bench and told Scottie Pippen, quit crying. All you do is cry. So John Sally said, hey, it's me too. He says, well, all of you guys are a bunch of crybabies. Why don't you get out here on the court and just play? And he said, hey, we're up 2-0. Who's playing? Marv?
Jim getting right to the scene as the sniping continues. Final seconds of the half. Well, the Knicks led by as many as 13. They're up by 5 at halftime as they desperately look to hang on to this best-of-7 series, trailing 2-0.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. I'm Jim Gray. I spoke to Jeff Van Gundy, the Knicks coach. He said he purposely did not bring up that the Knicks had been in control of this game and had let it get away in the previous 2 games. He said he is not concerned about that and didn't want any negatives here in the second half, so he wasn't going to bring up the fourth quarter collapses. Says his team has been executing very, very well and hopes they do the same in the second half. Now, as for the Bulls, Jimmy Clemens told me we just need to shoot the ball better. We shoot the ball better, we're up 3-0. Marv?
All right, Jim, I do have a feeling, though, that the Knicks have a pretty good feeling for what took place in the fourth quarter in games 1 and 2. They do not have to be reminded. Starks with the bullet for Hopper to get the third quarter underway, and the Knicks now lead 45-38.
I'm a little surprised that Michael came out and tried to score right away. He was 7 for 14 in the first half. The rest of the Chicago Bulls, 7 for 22. He's got to get some support.
And Scottie Pippen continues his shooting problems. 3 of 14 from the field. The Knicks with Ewing, Mason, Oakley up front, Starks and Hopper at the guards. And a loose ball foul charged to Ewing.
John Starks hustling and fighting and coming up with this loose ball. It appeared that he never saw Derek Harper ahead of the pack, but Derek screaming wildly, and John found him at the last second.
Bulls opening up third quarter with Rodman, Longley, Pippen up front, Hopper and Jordan. The guards, Luke Longley, who's playing with 3 fouls, connecting on his second field goal. The Knicks lead is now 5. Ewing gives it up. Hopper comes back to Ewing. Derek Hopper has not been hitting the outside shot. Derek is now 1 of 7 overall. Ron Hopper, played by John Starks. Finger rolls from deep. Rodman with the rebound. And they'll reset. Pippen for 3. And Oakley tried to save it. Lost it.
Well, the shooting has just been terrible here to start this third quarter by both teams. Chicago just having a miserable day from the beyond the three-point arc. Can't get anything to go down. New York, not much better.
So the Bulls' offense continues to be a problem. They're shooting only 35% for the game. Starks and the loose ball. Starks blocked by Hopper. What a play by Ron Hopper. Oakley is fouled. Starks claiming that he was fouled, but Ron Hopper has been on another level at the defensive end.
Well, John with the live body looks quicker than everybody out there, but Ron Harper getting back into the play, but clearly getting John Starks on the side of the hand and arm. John Starks should be shooting free throws.
Crowd now reacting to the replay on the screen above the court. Well, Ron Hopper on another level defensively, and that time received some help, no question.
Well, he has been playing well, not only in that area, has scored well in game 2, scoring 15 points, rebounding particularly well from the guard position. And that's the contribution that Ron Harper has made to this team all season long. Only playing about half a game, 23, 24 minutes, scoring 7 a game. But what he has done as a role player and as a defender has helped the Bulls to the 72-win regular season.
And his defensive play a factor in the first round series against Miami. But he did a nice job on Tim Hardaway from the second half of game 1 on. Hardaway exploding in that first half. Knicks lead by 7. 2.5 gone by in the third. Bill Wennington back on the floor, replacing Luke Longley. Hopper for Jordan. Jordan off the double team. Again able to line drive it. He has 24. It's the Knicks 47 and the Bulls 42. Ewing facing single coverage. Ewing. And here's Hopper chased by Starks and fouled. One of the Knicks problems right throughout the season, when the shot clock is rolling down, there is no creativity to their offense. They have a difficult time finding a shot, as we just saw a moment ago.
And no excuse for the poor transition defense as both guards were back. John Starks had visions of trying to make a similar play against Ron Harper, but Harper did a good job of keeping his body between John Starks and the basket, and all Starks could do was hack over the back. Now, the Knicks had those problems with transition defense because Derek Harper does a lot of penetration off pick-and-roll situations. John Starks is in the corner, and when those shots go up, long rebound or even medium rebound, it enables their opponents to get out and get easy running opportunities. But on that last occasion, both Harper and Starks were back. They just got out-hustled by Ron Harper.
We played 3 minutes of the third quarter. The Knicks only 1 of 6. They've missed their last 5 shots. The Knicks lead is 4. Hopper able to save the wild pass. Oakley. Rebound Mason. Anthony Mason with the putback. And the Knicks now lead 49-43.
And Dennis Rodman is furious with himself. He had that whole underneath of the basket area, covered, and he just mistimed his jump and enabled Mason to get a cheap one.
Chant of defense. See the Knicks with the advantage. Off the glass, Jordan. And here's Starks in the open floor, leading Harper.
And Derek Harper is not an alley-oop catch. He was a little disappointed in that pass attempt from John Starks.
Off the turnover, Bill Wennington cuts it to a 4-point Knick lead.
Scottie Pippen is starting to shake his head in some disgust and frustration with his horrible shooting.
Derek Harper also having a very difficult time. Oakley in a collision with Rodman. Charles hit the floor. Knicks taking a timeout. 7:44 remaining in this third quarter. Pippen is now 3 of 16, and Harper, Derek Harper, 1 of 9.
Now there's the collision. Rodman and Oakley. Ball ruled out of bounds before the contact.
NBA.com. Log on and get connected.
Man, that's Great Hill. Great Hill drinks Sprite? Great Hill drinks Sprite.
If you want to make it to the NBA, practice. If you want a refreshing drink, obey your thirst. Sprite.
Dr. Catherine Homrick cares for some very demanding patients in upstate New York.
I drive a lot. Some days I'll drive up to 300 miles a day to see my clients.
Fortunately, this veterinarian drives the reliable Mitsubishi Galant.
My Galant makes my life a lot easier. With the weather being unpredictable, it's real important that I have a dependable vehicle.
The Mitsubishi Galant, a car you can depend on, even when it's raining cats and dogs. The Galant from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
Okay.
You know, it's true. Pickle, we do mature faster than boys.
Introducing the burger with the grown-up taste. McDonald's Arch Deluxe.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by New Miller Beer, the brand new beer from Miller with big flavor that goes down easy. By the car you can depend on, the 1996 Mitsubishi Galant. And by the new Schick Tracer FX, designed for sensitive skin.
Well, Scottie Pippen considered to be the best all-around player in the NBA, scoring, rebounding, and assists, but just shooting miserably. A total of 14 for 52 in this series, 27%, and he's trying to get out of this slump with jump shots. He's got to start taking the ball to the basket and in post-up situations.
And Patrick Ewing has been very quiet since the early going. Only 7 points, has not scored since the first quarter. Another Knick turnover. Ewing lost it. The Bulls with the ball down by only 4. 7:20 remaining. Third quarter. Jordan. And Mason with the rebound. Here's Ewing. Jordan for Harper. And he'll wait for teammates to move down court.
And give Derek Harper credit that time as Ron Harper alone at the other end. But Derek able to outrush, or I should say outrun, that baseball pass from Jordan.
Nice move around Ewing. And it will be Knick ball. Loose ball foul. Now Wennington, his second. Patrick Ewing has been out of the offense. 7 points all in the the first quarter. 0 for 3 since then.
Well, this is the game the Knicks started to play with, this little pick and pop play for Patrick Ewing.
John Starks now 5 of 10 from the field. The Knicks 49 and the Bulls 45. And this game is taking on the same look as games 1 and 2, although in this instance, the Knicks have had the lead, and they've led by as many as 13. Hopper for 3. Yes. And a steal by Pippen. Very sloppy play by the Knicks, and Scottie Pippen with the 3, and then the salute to Chicago Bulls fan Gene Siskel, who popped up along the sideline. The Bulls have taken the lead, 51-49 on consecutive shots by Hopper and Pippen, and this is the first time that Chicago has led. A 20-second timeout called by the Knicks.
Well, turnovers a lot in the first half by the Knicks, 9 of them, but it only turned into 7 points. Here, the lazy, careless pass from Charles Oakley, and then does not even come out and challenge the shot by Scottie Pippen. I guess he figures the way Scottie has been shooting the ball, I'd rather see him take one from the perimeter. But how about Scottie Pippen? As poorly as he's shooting the ball, ready to take the next one. That's the sign of a real offensive-minded player, Marv.
For a guy with lots of confidence, he feels he can shoot his way out of it. And turnovers hurting the Knicks, now 11 for the game. Chicago with just 6.
That's an illegal offense on the part of the Knicks, because actually it looked like it was going to be illegal defense, but right away Dennis Rodman pointed out to the referee, we can't be illegal. They have 3 offensive players above the top of the key extended on the weak side. That's a turnover again by New York, as they're starting to mount up right now.
8-0 run for the Bulls. They are up 51-49. 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Hopper looking for Rodman, but threw it behind him. Last touch by Oakley. It'll be Chicago maintaining possession with 7 on the 24. Out of 5. Down to 3. Pippen. He was trying to draw the foul. No call made. And Mason leads the break. Mason all the way. Oh, and shoved by Mason. Rodman took a little push from Mason that could have brought forth a technical.
Well, it's been a physical game all day as Pippen and Ewing had collided. Strong drive by Anthony Mason, and a good block, it seemed, by Dennis Rodman. Got a lot of ball. Referee ruled that there was body contact as well, but as Mason turned to the other way, ready to get right into the face of Dennis Rodman. Could have been a taunting situation and just a little shove, but Dennis Rodman making it look like a major league push.
It's the Bulls by 1. 5:20 remaining in this third quarter. The Knicks trying to get back into the series with a win here today. Game 4 at the Garden. Tomorrow night we'll have it. 5:30 Eastern time tomorrow night right here on NBC. Bulls winning the first 2 of the series in Chicago. Hopper with the steal, leading Starks, and he's fouled. Slow down to try and draw the foul, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, the Knicks coming out to start this third quarter very physical defensively, banging, hitting, knocking balls loose, and very transition-minded, looking to fast break at opportunity. And a beautiful feed that time by Derek Harper to the streaking John Starks.
Ron Hopper on the foul, his 4th. He'll be replaced by Steve Kerr. Starks 13 of 13 at the line in this series. 8 for 8 the other night. That is his first miss. Hopper departs. Hopper a moment ago hit that big 3-pointer. The Knicks shooting in this third quarter only 2
like John Starks was really ready to start this game offensively, hitting his first couple of jump shots, making some good plays off the dribble, but since then has not been a factor.
Starks hits the three. Well, as you say that, John Starks hammers the three. What a play by Oakley on the save off the missed free throw. So the Knicks now lead by 2. And again, the chant of defense. Good switch by Ewing. Jordan checking the clock. Shot clock at 3. 24-second violation.
Well, the battle for the missed free throw situation, a typical Charles Oakley hustle play to get the save and then making sure he crashed into a whole bunch of red uniforms and banging with Longley. And this is how you get a lot of open threes after offensive rebounds, as John Starks, been quiet offensively for a while, gets a big one there.
Well, remember, we showed you at halftime when these two clubs departed, Charles Oakley involved in taunting of assistant coach Jim Clemens and Luke Longley. Ewing, Patrick Ewing, with his first point since the first quarter. So the Knicks now lead 55-51. 4 minutes left in the third. Kerr for 3. Oakley rebounds. Ewing getting position on Wennington. Ewing. Oakley at the tip. Charles Oakley, the one-time Chicago Bull, with a number of hustle plays that have made a difference here in the third quarter.
Well, one of Patrick Ewing's favorite plays. Face up the basket, take it to the lane. And the big complaint has been Patrick Ewing gets away with a walk. I don't know, very close there. Looked like he got both feet down. And then a hard move to the basket by Patrick Ewing with the left hook. And Scottie Pippen fails to get a body on Charles Oakley. Never sees him as Oakley gets the follow.
This is it, where brand new Miller beer begins. Where the hops grow that give new Miller beer its flavor. Because new Miller beer is brewed a totally new way. Straight from the heart of the hops. For flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. We think so much of this new beer, we're just calling it who we are. Miller. Brand new Miller beer. Reach for what's out there.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys want to be cool. Hang out with other guys who are cool. But even cool guys sweat. 40% more than women, in fact. So how you gonna stay cool? With something new. Speed Stick Gel. Proven to keep you drier than any other gel. So you feel your coolest. It's the best gel protection. And guys, no matter how cool they are, need all the protection they can get. New Speed Stick Gel. It's just for the guys. I'm in.
Just what you need from the cool that takes your breath away. More oxygen. Introducing the all-new Mitsubishi Eclipse convertible. It has quite an effect on drivers, too. The new Eclipse convertible. From Mitsubishi.
The new reloadable smart card. The future is happening now down under and on its way here. From MasterCard, it's smart money.
The network television premiere. Demi Moore, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
A Few Good Men after basketball Sunday on NBC.
An important bucket by Patrick Ewing a moment ago, but he's had a difficult time in this series in particular. In the fourth quarter, we talked about that with Knicks coach Jeff Van Gundy.
People that don't see Patrick Ewing every night have a great appreciation for him. People that see him every night and want him to be Michael Jordan, if you're going to compare everybody to Michael Jordan, well, then everybody's going to pale in comparison, and then no one's any good. All we expect from Patrick as far as a team is Patrick to be Patrick, and I think he has been. Somebody tried to discount that he had 16 rebounds in the first game. Well, you can't discount that a guy has 16 rebounds. I mean, that is the equivalent of going out and getting 30 points. But I think all too often people nitpick at Patrick for not being Jordan when no one else is either.
And as Jeff Van Gundy is talking about Patrick Ewing, came up with that rejection. Traveling violation on Anthony Mason. Although, Matt, as you see the block by Ewing, I think that Van Gundy is blurring the issue. This has everything to do with Patrick Ewing, not Ewing versus Michael Jordan. That battle does not exist. That's no contest. The real issue is that Ewing has not come through in the big moments, but Jeff trying to deflect that, which is understandable from a coaching point of view.
And Patrick is quick to point out, he told me yesterday, hey, I'm a center. Other people have to get me involved. But I think everybody is focusing on the offensive thing. But that block on Wennington, those are the things that Ewing has to do. Rebound, block shot, make the pass out of the double team, set the pick on the two-man game. That's how it can help his ball club.
Mason draws the foul, but the issue is that he has come up short in fourth quarters and has had difficulty at the line in important moments, not only this season, but that goes back a bit.
And in game one of this series, he missed the 2 critical free throws with 2:15 to go in the ball game, had a few turnovers on the walking violations, and even though he was getting good low post position, just was unable to get those shots to go down. And when you have a franchise center, which Patrick Ewing certainly is, he has to connect on a large share of those kind of plays. No question about it, and Patrick Ewing, I think, would agree with that.
Meanwhile, Michael Jordan sitting it out, getting a rest with 2.5 remaining in the third quarter. Knicks with a 58-53 lead. Chicago now with Wennington, Rodman, and Pippen on the front line. Hoffer and Kerr in the backcourt. Hoffer guarded by Mason. Charlie Ward is back for the Knicks. Played well in the second quarter. Ward knocking it out of the hands of Kerr, who puts the ball as a foul was called. Kerr thought for a moment that it was a 24-second violation, but Ward committed the foul just before the 24-second buzzer.
Well, we talk so much about how outstanding the Chicago Bulls defense is. Hey, give this New York Knicks defense credit as well. They're not letting anybody run anywhere. They're bumping, they're hitting hard. That's their style of defense. But Charlie Ward with just 1 second on the shot clock, committing the half.
Wennington on a quick release. The basket counts and a foul call. Foul on Ewing away from the ball, but the basket by Wennington will count. He is now 2 of 4 from the field. So Ewing called for his second foul. Here comes Jordan back, replacing Pippen. It will be Rodman at the line for the first time.
Well, one of the problems with the Knicks as far as giving up second shots, and Charles Oakley has complained about it. Hey, when I go help, nobody is getting a body on Dennis Rodman. Well, that time Patrick Ewing tried, but Rodman just kept battling and drew the foul.
Alan Rodman has played 34 minutes, has not committed a foul. Off the double team, illegal defense is called.
I think you mean he has not been called for a foul. He has committed many fouls, lots of pushing, lots of shoving, but when you do it all the time, as Dennis Rodman does, you actually get the benefit of the doubt from the officials. Dennis Rodman would not agree with that. He thinks he's being singled out many times, and he thinks that the referees are watching him and calling everything against him, but he gets away with plenty, believe me.
But I think he is watched a bit closer. But today, no complaints from Dennis. We're early. Knicks lead by 2. 1:40 remaining. Third quarter. Nice look. Ewing from Mason. The Knicks 60 and the Bulls 50 cents.
Oh, terrible decision that time by Dennis Rodman to come double team Ewing too far away from the basket. Nobody protecting inside, and Mason gets an easy one.
Rodman off the dribble. And pushed by Oakley. For Oakley, his third. The Knicks and the Bulls are now over the foul limit.
Well, Chicago made a decided effort not to double team Patrick Ewing, at least until he put the ball on the floor, and catching the ball 17, 18 feet away. Not a good decision by Dennis Rodman, and he knows it, and he's being reminded of that by people in the area, letting him know we can't help you in that situation. If you go double team and we're not expecting it, we're waiting for Ewing to put the ball on the floor if we're going to come help.
Dennis only a 52% free throw shooter during the regular season. Bill Wennington being replaced by the 41-year-old James Edwards, making his first appearance of the game. Now Patrick Ewing will sit down. Here's Willie Anderson checking back in. Ewing 9 points, 9 rebounds. So Rodman 3 of 3 at the line. And the Knicks lead 60-58. Kerr stealing from Ward, but could not convert. Oakley passed on the shot. Here's the double on Mason.
Actually, the Knicks had a mismatch inside with Mason and Harper. Now steal by Kerr.
Kerr again, and lost it. Well, this will not be on the personal highlight film of Steve Kerr. The good news, you've come up with successive steals. And the dreadful news, you blow it both times.
Pressure defense by Kerr. Actually should have taken that first one to the right hand. And now the attempted crossover. And Kerr picks that one off, but cannot finish at the other end with Mason bearing down.
You got the winning color. I've noticed my father using Pennzoil. It's a good product, and I've been using it for about, I'd say, 16, 17 years.
With its revolutionary Penn-Star molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
Pennzoil says it works like liquid ball bearings, and if they say it, I'll believe it.
Pennzoil, a broadcast sponsor of NBC's coverage of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games.
If it wasn't for music, I don't know where I'd be. I mean, I'm able to do something that not everybody does. Going into the entertainment business where there's no security. And you say, listen, I've got to do something else to supplement what I'm doing. Some people wrap themselves around the trunk of a tree, and this is where they stay. But you've got to go on that limb. You have to have faith in yourself.
Hey, what's up, man? All right.
Who is that?
Oh, man, check it out.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
It's not just a Saturday, it's a pretty special Saturday on NBC. The night starts out with a pretty loony, pretty special Men About You.
I'm going to say a word. You say the first thing that comes into your mind.
Oh, just shoot me now. Then,
I want the fairy tale.
Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, and Jason Alexander in Pretty Woman. It's a pretty special Saturday, NBC tonight.
The NBA on NBC. The 1996 NBA playoffs.
Well, Matt, there is a lighter side to the consecutive miscues by Kerr after the steals. The bench kind of got a kick out of it.
You can see the expression on Ron Harper's face. Michael Jordan was smiling as well, saying, hey, Steve, great defense, quick hands, way to steal the ball. But, hey, can't you finish one off with a layup?
So the Knicks lead by 2, 40 seconds to go. Third quarter. Marv Albert, Matt Guthis, Jim Gray from Madison Square Garden in New York. Mason spinning his way on Rodman.
Well, that's the disrespect that the Knicks have for Dennis Rodman's ability to defend out on the floor. They know he doesn't like to do it and doesn't do it well at this stage of his career. They took advantage of it.
16 points for Mason, who's come on in the third. The Knicks by 4, 20 seconds left. Third quarter. Willie Anderson now defending on Michael Jordan. Crowd wanted to travel. Here's Hoffer. Mason with the box out. Time running down. Mason is reminded. Final seconds of the quarter. Oakley for three. Fires it up. And the Knicks want a goaltend. As Rodman got a piece of it. But no call made after three. It's the New York Knicks 62 and the Chicago Bulls 58. We'll be right back after these words from your local station.
Dr. Catherine Homrick cares for some very demanding patients in upstate New York.
I drive a lot. Some days I'll drive up to 300 miles a day to see my clients.
Fortunately, this veterinarian drives the reliable Mitsubishi Galant.
My Galant makes my life a lot easier. With the weather being unpredictable, it's real important that I have a dependable vehicle.
The Mitsubishi Galant, a car you can depend on, even when it's raining cats and dogs. The Galant from Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
Are you lost in a financial jungle? What you need is someone who knows the ropes. MetLife can tame the risks and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
Big headache?
Tylenol?
Not for you. You know there's a powerful new pain reliever, Actron with ketoprofen. Now available without a prescription. So powerful, this is all the Actron you need. For big pain relief, all you need is a little Actron.
Please kiss me, croaked the frog. And then the princess kissed the frog, and he suddenly turned into Charles Barkley.
Daddy!
Okay. You caught me. The frog turned into a handsome prince. I love reading with my kids. We all enjoy it. Reading builds a solid foundation for their future. Okay, who wants to read the next one?
Daddy, Charles must have been a really big frog.
What's keeping contaminated seafood off your plate? Dateline Tuesday.
This game is brought to you in part by your local Ford dealer.
Power. Raw horsepower. The kind that's born in the great outdoors. That power's been harnessed in the new 96 Ford Explorer V8 for more power than ever before. 210 horsepower and more torque gives you more pulling capacity to tow up to 6,700 pounds. America's runaway bestseller continues to lead the way. The 96 Ford Explorer. Standard V6 or new 210 horsepower V8. Saddle one up today. See your favorite Ford dealer. There's more to afford.
I don't know why Lindros has got to drop the gloves. Neely and Stevens, they don't fight anymore. They're respected around the league. And besides, I mean, penalty minutes doesn't equate to toughness in my book. I mean, when I think tough, Doug Gilmour's tough. Mark Messier's tough.
You need some more rouge.
Here? Mm-hmm. Thanks. You know, your foundation has looked great lately.
Thanks.
This is an NBC News special report. Here is Brian Williams in Washington.
And good day. We're coming on the air at this point to report to you some what are still, we should point out, sketchy details. A television station, NBC's Miami station WTVJ, and others are reporting that a DC-9 passenger jet has gone down near Miami International Airport, we presume after takeoff. No word yet on casualties, no word yet on number of passengers on board. Again, this is at its early stage. Television stations in the Miami, Florida area are reporting that a DC-9 passenger jet has gone down. The Associated Press is now reporting this, quoting the Miami television stations. We are trying to find out more information. The Federal Aviation Administration is confirming only that an airplane did go down. We are gathering more information. We will get it to you when we have it. For now, I'm Brian Williams in Washington. Back to Marv Albert at Madison Square Garden.
Sure, Brian. Fourth quarter is underway here at the Garden. 3-second violation called Chicago. The Knicks with a 62-58 lead. And both these teams well aware of what has taken place over the first two games come the fourth quarter. For the Knicks, a dreaded fourth quarter. Let's see how they handle it. The Bulls have been able to break open both previous games by taking over in the fourth.
And the key for New York in this fourth quarter is to take care of the basketball. They've already turned it over 15 times in this game for 12 points. That's way too many at this juncture, but it's absolutely critical to take care of it here in the fourth.
Knicks opening with Patrick Ewing on the bench. You get the idea that Jeff Van Gundy wants a well-rested Ewing for the fourth quarter. Ward getting it inside, and Mason was held. So Dennis Rodman called for his first foul. The Knicks are going with Mason and Oakley as their big men, along with Anderson, Starks, and Ward. Dennis Rodman has gone the distance. He has played, well, actually almost the distance. He's played all but 10 seconds of the game. Forced along the baseline and fouled by Rodman.
Well, the Knicks found something towards the end of that third quarter with the isolation for Anthony Mason against Rodman. They tried it again on that side out of bounds play. Dennis Rodman played him much better, forced Mason to make the extra pass.
Anderson couldn't find anyone and just did get it into Oakley. Here's Anderson spinning, and he's tripped up. So very quickly the Bulls with their third team foul. Only a minute and 5 gone by in the fourth.
Well, and the Knicks have been very fortunate to pick up these fouls because their offense is very stagnant right now. Everything is stand around, one-on-one basketball, and that's usually when an offensive team is in trouble. But they have been helped out by the fouling of Chicago, and that could prove fatal for the Bulls in getting into the penalty early, where once maybe a Patrick Ewing gets back into the ballgame, start taking the ball to the basket, they can hang on and try to win this game at the free throw line.
Scottie Pippen was called for the foul, his third. The Knicks lead by 6. Bulls going with a 3-guard setup. Kerr with Hopper. It counts, and the foul. Beautiful lead by Kerr, and now the basket being waved off. The foul before the shot attempt. A discussion between Hugh Hollins and Ed Rush. Now they change it back. Yes, it does count.
Of all people, Hugh Hollins to be involved in a controversial play with Scottie Pippen. Let's watch and see if he bobbles the ball. Not really. He kept control of it, kept 2 hands on it, and that's the only thing I think Hugh Hollins might have been thinking, that if Scottie Pippen, even though he's hit hard on this play, and even though it's continuation, if he bobbled the ball, that field goal would not have counted, but he didn't. And referee Eddie Rush, the outside official, helped get the call right.
Michael Jordan was shaking his head as the officials were coming up with the decision. Scottie Pippen thus on the line looking for a 3-point play. His first appearance at the foul line. And Ed Rush blowing the whistle. Apparently Rodman stepped in too quickly. So the Knicks are presented with the basketball. 4-point Knick lead. Minute and a half gone by. Ewing hits the deck. By Harper. As John Starks knocks down a 3. That's his 4th from downtown. He's 4 of 6 from 3-point territory. The Knicks lead 67-60. Pippen with the open shot, trying to go glass. Jordan with the rebound. And deflected off Ewing.
Well, the Knicks running baseline screens for John Starks, and Patrick Ewing won't get credit for anything there on the stat sheet, but he did set a haymaker pick on Ron Harper, who tried to go over the top rather than trail John Starks around that pick.
Now Mason switches off to Jordan. Longley at the post. Hawk Harper. Pippen for three. Yes! Scottie Pippen has hit 2 from downtown in the second half. The Knicks 67 and the Bulls 63. Here's Ward. What a move by the second-year player, Tommy Ward. Knicks 69 and the Bulls 63. 8 points for Ward. Anderson now guarding Jordan. Rodman, played by Mason. Oh, and as Hugh Hollins makes the call, he made contact with Jeff Van Gundy. Oh, and Gundy shaken up. So now the Chicago Bulls have to be thinking, well, we may not get the calls from you, but from a physical point of view, he just took out the opposing coach.
Robinson and the Spurs face Malone and the Jazz. Game 3 next on NBC.
Like a 6 World Series. 6 basketball seasons. 6 hockey playoffs. 6 football seasons. And just 1 tune-up after 100,000 miles. Vortec engines. One more reason to drive a Chevy truck. Chevy trucks.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As our new spokesman, Michael will deliver the LDDS WorldCom message.
When we shoot commercial.
Commercial?
But we had something a little different in mind.
Hi, this is Michael Jordan for LDDS WorldCom Long Distance.
Michael Jordan, no go?
We have our own fiber optic network. We have a calling card, broadcast fax, international services, conference calling. This is Michael Jordan.
Right, I'm Robert E. Lee.
This is Michael Jordan for
LDDS WorldCom, telecommunication service that's one-on-one.
What if I told you everything you know about TV is about to change? Because now there's DirecTV, totally digital television. More movies, more sports, more of what I want than ever before. All through a tiny satellite dish about the size of a small pen. Stay. How does DirecTV work? I have no idea, but it does. For the DirecTV retailer nearest you, call 1-800-DirecTV.
Oh, Bill, did I tell you what Patty said that Rachel heard about what Mark said about Patty? Well, Bill, are you listening? Anyway, Patty ran into Rachel, who had run into Mark at a party. So, according to Bill, are you listening to me or to the game?
5 ticks left on the clock. Missiles down by 1. Just a reminder, this game brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. Smith inbounds to Wakeman through the paint. Tomahawk jam. Yes!
Miller, where great taste runs in the family, brings you Miller Moments.
Well, today we look back at Game 3 of the 94 East semifinals, one of the most memorable games of this great rivalry. Knicks and Bulls tied at 102, 1.8 seconds left. Scottie Pippen asked out of the game when Phil Jackson designed the last shot for Tony Kukoc, who hit the shot, lifting the Bulls to victory as Pippen watched from the bench. In recognition of this moment, the Miller Brewing Company will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. A moment ago, Matt, and I can't recall ever seeing this occur in the NBA. Hugh Hollins making contact with in this case, the coach Jeff Van Gundy, who took a shot and went down. Mason able to wrestle it free. Starks for 3. And again, the officials checking with each other. Last touch by Chicago.
Well, Jeff, who normally stands over the sideline placidly with arms folded, clearly out for a couple seconds here as he caught him with the side of his hand and caught right there. It looked like he got Jeff on the bridge of the nose and knocked him silly for a couple of seconds, but no harm, no foul, no blood, so Jeff's still all right.
And the Knicks now lead 71-63. Jeff's tough. He's hanging in.
Big rebounding edge for the Knicks in this one after getting hammered on the boards in both games 1 and 2. Out rebounding New York by 10.
Michael Jordan, very quiet in the second half. Only 1 for 5 from the field. And a loose ball foul called against Chicago. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 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 2 minutes and 30 secon
Well, there's that two-man play with John Starks and Patrick Ewing. Terrible and no rotation by the Chicago Bulls to get Patrick that open jump shot, and the Knicks applauding every effort by Patrick Ewing.
Charlie Ward with another impressive goal. So the Knicks now lead by 10. 8:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Starks looking to draw the foul, but it's called on Starks. That's 4 on John Starks. Team foul number 2 committed by the Knicks. The Bulls with 4.
And it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the Bulls to turn up that pressure on defense, because every foul from here on out will be a shooting situation for the New York Knicks. And as we know, in games 1 and 2, it was the aggressive defense by Chicago forcing turnovers and starting the running game for the Bulls that were able to enable them to pull those games out.
John Starks sitting down, leads with 19 points, replaced by Derek Harper. Good play. Willie Anderson got a piece of it.
And clearly Jeff Van Gundy has lost confidence in Hubert Davis, who in his last 27 minutes of play on 1 point. And Charlie Ward has come in and make his presence felt at both ends of the floor.
Jordan able to beat Anderson off the dribble. And the Knicks now lead 73-65. So Michael Jordan has 26. Longley with a good play, but the foul is called. Well, Luke Longley called for the push, and that's his 5th foul.
Well, this is the problem that you get when you pick up early fouls in the quarter, because now with 7:56 to go in the fourth quarter, this little reach over, and clearly it was a foul on Luke Longley.
And here is Patrick Ewing to the line, where he has had many problems in the fourth quarter. For the game, 4 of 5 at the line. So Patrick Ewing in very confident fashion converting the free throws, and the Knicks now lead by 10. Jordan with the spin. What a move by Jordan. In most instances, the player would be stopped. Willie Anderson had the right angle, but Jordan was able to spin right and complete it.
And Longley, just by raising up, took Patrick Ewing out of the play. Nobody in there to take up space, take a charge, or attempt to block.
Charlie Ward is having the game of his NBA career. He extends to a 10-point Knick lead. Jordan fouled by Anderson.
Well, Michael Jordan has been thick. Get to the basket, draw fouls, try to get three-point plays that particular way. But Ewing took himself out of the play by following Longley. And then a beautiful crossover play by Charlie Ward to beat Luke Longley, who never got back into the play to challenge.
Charlie Ward doing it offensively and defensively. At the offensive end, 5 of 6 from the field. He has 12 points. Regular season high, 15. Jordan. And Ward is on the rebound. Protecting on Jordan. Harper for 3. Ewing able to cover that rebound. Finding Anderson. And here comes Pippen. Pulls it back on Mason. And threw it away. Anderson on the intercept. The Knicks with the ball and a 10-point lead. 6.5 remaining, fourth quarter. Longley, remember, playing with 5. Illegal defense against the Bulls. So a technical foul awarded the Knicks. The Bulls call for time, and the Garden is rocking.
what's the big surprise?
Knicks tickets. American Express?
I got a little proposition.
Whoa! Hey, you got my ticket! Think again, my friend. Oh, there! American Express, the official card of the NBA. I'd have gone to the moon for these.
Tell me about it.
These days, it seems we have more and more on our minds, which means we have more and more to forget about. Hey, we could all use a car like Chevy Cavalier. If you're low on oil, it reminds you. If you leave your dome light on, it remembers to turn it off. Heck, even if you forget to lock your doors, you're still protected by Cavalier's theft deterrent system. We've all got enough on our minds. We need a car we can afford and forget about. The cars more Americans trust.
Some days you can't help thinking, man, it sure is easy to lose balls. Well, right now it's just as easy to find balls. Just look inside Michelob Golfers 18 packs for a certificate good for free Ram Tour Balata LB golf balls, redeemable at participating pro golf discount stores or by mail. It's a great way to replenish your ball supply. As far as the rest of your equipment goes, you're on your own.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By All Sport, now with B vitamins. It's more than a thirst quencher, it's a body quencher. And by Pennzoil, the motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings.
Well, the last time that the Knicks and Bulls met here at the Garden was back on March the 10th, and it was the Knicks playing perhaps their best game of the season. Patrick Ewing with 26 points. The Knicks shot 54% from the field. They hit on 10 of 21 three-pointers in a decisive 104-72 victory. It was the worst loss of the season for the Bulls. Jordan had 32, but the Bulls shot only 37%.
And a big factor in that game, Mar, was Derek Harper making the three-pointers in the fourth quarter when the Knicks ran away. And now in this one, it's Charlie Ward who is coming up with key offensive plays for New York. But overall, it's been the New York Knicks defense. They're rebounding, holding the Bulls to only 6 offensive rebounds.
Derek Harper converting the technical off the illegal defense, so the Knicks now lead 78-67. In the first 2 games of this series, the Knicks were outscored in the fourth quarter decisively. Watman with the steal. But today, the Knicks have outscored the Bulls 16-9 in this fourth quarter. Michael Jordan. Steve Kerr, who just checked back. Jordan backing Harper. Michael Jordan with a beautiful move. The baseline jumper gives him 30, and the Knicks now lead 78-69. Mason for Ewing. Yes. The Knicks 80 and the Bulls 69. And Ewing with 6 of his 15 here in the fourth quarter.
Now Chicago spreading the floor, looking to get penetration to the basket. They've covered, kick it out to Steve Kerr for some threes.
Mason with the rebound and foul. And on a recheck, Bulls over the limit. So Mason is headed to the line.
Well, Patrick Ewing left wide open. That play set up by Anthony Mason's penetration with some open floor as the Bulls starting to get more aggressive defensively and trying to come out and maybe get a flick and a steal. And that enabled Mason to get in the lane and draw Luke Longley. Patrick Ewing very comfortable with that 17, 18-foot jump shot.
Foul on Pippen, his 4th. He is hearing the taunts from the crowd. Mason 3 of 5 from the line. Scottie Pippen only 6 of 22 shooting. He was just 7 of 21 in game 2, but he helped to ignite the Bulls in the fourth quarter. The Knicks by 13. It matches their biggest lead of the game. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth. Pippen for 3. Yes! Yes, that's his third from downtown, and the Knicks lead is now 10.
Well, we talk about Tony Kukoc and what his absence means. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman having to play major minutes, and we'll have to see what happens with that tomorrow. But we got some basketball left here.
Here's Anderson. That was a three-point attempt. Rodman with the rebound. Kerr passed on the three, hits the two. And the Knicks now lead 82-74. Timeout called by Jeff Van Gundy. So 5 unanswered for the Bulls. And the Knicks lead is now 8.
Picture this, a romantic comedy written directed by me, starring you and Tyra Banks, be a smash.
Yeah, that's fine, Spike. Listen, Spike, no disrespect, but I'm trying to watch my main man Penny dismantle the Knicks.
What's up, Spike? What's up?
Hey, Penny, pass it to Nick. No, not Nick. Horace. Penny, pass it to Horace. He's open. On the baseline. On the baseline. What? 5
Thanks,
seconds.
Penny. Thanks a lot.
Hey, just trying to help a man. Now, Spike, about that film. Is this an action flick? Because I do my own stunt.
Welcome, Dave. Been a long time.
Sure has, Red.
You got a spicy chicken sandwich. But here, try this.
Not bad.
Water?
No, thanks. Now try a Wendy's spicy chicken.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is a whole breast fillet seasoned with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices. It's one very delicious, very spicy sandwich.
Please.
Try Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich and long live the king.
Like all Americans, I like big things. Big prairies. Big forests and mountains. Big wheat fields. And everything else.
This is an NBC News special report. Here is Brian Williams in Washington.
We have more news on the plane crash in Miami. Sadly, the news is not good so far. This was evidently ValueJet Flight 592 from Miami to Atlanta. We are told from the FAA, first reports say there was a condition in the cabins. If not smoke, then something else, but smoke in the cabin. The pilot evidently tried to turn back to Miami and was unsuccessful. The FAA is reporting the aircraft, a DC-9, is down in the Everglades. Again, ValueJet, a relatively new startup commuter airline, is down in the Everglades. You're looking at search video now just into us from the Everglades near the city of Miami. The Coast Guard is there. Several private helicopters are there. A lot of federal authorities will be heading for the scene. ValueJet Flight 529, DC-9 aircraft, down about 30 miles from Miami on a scheduled flight from Miami to Atlanta this afternoon. We are getting more, and as we have more or anything conclusive, we'll come back on the air and tell it to you. Now, once again, back to Marv Albert at Madison Square Garden.
All right, thank you, Brian. 4:44 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks with an 82-74 lead on the Bulls. Knicks with 2 timeouts left. Bulls with 3 and a 20. John Starks is back. His pass picked off by Michael Jordan.
I think one of the reasons why Jeff Van Gundy has gone to the 3-guard setup with Ward, Harper, and Stark for better ball handling, and then John comes in and turns it over. You also have Mason in there on good ball handling. They're concerned about taking care of the basketball.
Here's Pippen on the follow. So the Bulls with 7 unanswered points to bring it within 6. Charles Oakley getting set to return. Knicks led by 13 just a moment ago. The Knicks trying to get back into this series, down 2-0. Game 4 coming up here in New York tomorrow night. Harper, he has been way off. Another opportunity for the Bulls. Jordan. And Ewing able to snatch the rebound. And pumps it down. Here's Stark. The Knicks 84 and the Bulls 76.
Beautiful pass by Patrick Ewing. It looked like he missed up the opportunity to catch Stark streaking the other way, able to gather himself and deliver that pass on time.
You can see the edge by the Knicks off the boards here this afternoon. That's been a big factor. Longley going to the second option. Nice move by Luke Longley, his third field goal. And the Knicks lead again down to 6. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Foul committed by Jordan. Bill Jackson does not like the call. He wanted an offensive foul on Ward.
Patrick Ewing able to gather himself in traffic. He had John Starks way before that. And for some reason, Scottie Pippen unable to recover and get back. This has been a very physical game. People hitting everybody at every opportunity. A play down the other end. Steve Kerr trying to set a pick on John Starks. And John Starks getting all tangled up with Kerr and bopping him in the head.
Charlie Ward, only a 68% free throw shooter during the regular season, missed on the first. He'll shoot another when we come back following the timeout.
It's the only one out there. And here it comes. Introducing the only compact pickup to offer a third door. Okay, folks, show's over. Chevy S-Series, like a rock.
I'm Jim McKay with another update from the 2020 Global Games. Little Jacqueline Keller captured the gold today on the highly uneven bars, while Austria's gentle giant Milos dominated the one-ton power lift. The highlight of the day so far was the record-breaking 300-meter dolphin relay.
The world of sports has evolved since all sport. Now with B vitamins, athletes need to unlock carbohydrate energy. It's more than a thirst quencher, it's a body quencher.
Coming up later, the graduated hurdles.
And now, the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
Can't beat a job like this. You get to sit courtside every night, watch the world's best athletes. What I try to do is just add a little twist of my own to the game.
Tony Kukoc, down it.
I like the individual play. I'm sort of a highlight guy.
Here comes Superman, Michael Jordan.
I've got the best job in the world. Well, maybe I've got the second best job in the world.
Thursday night, Mr. Robinson and the Spurs drew even with a mailman and the Jazz. With a series tied at 1, the all-important Game 3. The playoffs continue next on NBC.
We have been discussing the Knicks' problems in the fourth quarter in games 1 and 2. Take a look. They've been outscored overall by the Bulls 48-36. The Bulls pulling out both games in the fourth quarter. See the Knicks shooting in those fourth quarters. 2 of 12 from downtown. The foul shooting has been off, but today a different story. They came out with confidence. They have shot 50%. The Bulls, though, with a rally, they're 9 of 15 from the field in this fourth quarter. And the Knicks lead 84-78 with 2:46 to go in the fourth. The Knicks did lead by as many as 13 with 5:20 left. Charlie Ward with a second free throw while he missed 2 critical foul shots.
Well, taking care of the ball so important for the Knicks. Also, defensive rebounding. The Bulls know how important. Whoa, Michael Jordan. As Patrick Ewing wisely, I guess, let him go there and not giving the opportunity for the three-point play.
It is down to 4 with much time remaining. Starks. Oh, what a shot by John Starks. The spin by Starks somehow was able to remain in the air. That was Jordan-like by Starks, and the Knicks lead by 6. Pippen. Ewing able to knock it aside, keeping it away from Kerr, but it will be Chicago ball.
Well, actually, Charlie Ward picks off Derek Harper, and Michael takes care of the rest. You remember the dunk about 3 or 4 years ago. It looked like he was going to try that, but able to pull a Houdini and hang in the air and finish the play.
You mentioned that play, Knicks versus Bulls, game 2 of the 93 conference finals, as Starks electrified the Garden crowd, soaring over Horace Grant and Michael Jordan for that left-handed dunk. Ewing with the rebound. Mason resetting. Longley playing with the 5. Starks for Ewing. Oh, huge shot by Patrick Ewing. Extending to an 8-point lead with a minute and a half remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Bulls call for time. Patrick Ewing with 8 of his 17 here in the fourth, providing an answer to his critics. We'll be back after this from your local station.
NBC Wednesday, witness the life and death struggle on the edge of the world. People magazine says grade A, breathtaking, but beware, not for the squeamish. A never-before-seen look at National Geographic's Life on the Edge, 8/7 Central, NBC Wednesday.
Beck's, the original import. Taste German beer at its finest. Beck's, America's favorite German beer.
Most days, this is where you'll find Dodge engineers. Turning ideas into trucks that break rules, minivans that set standards, and cars that change everything. But while working in here makes them great engineers, it's playing out here that makes them Dodge engineers. The new Dodge.
For 75 years, folks have been ordering up White Castle burgers by the sack. Styles changed. Listen, Mom, give me a sec. But we couldn't get enough of that steam grilled goodness. Sack! Here! Now! Oh! There were times we'd like to remember. And times we'd rather forget. Have your people buy my people a sack. It's all part of turning the big 7-5, man. The more things change, sack me, baby, the more we'll always crave the same. White Castle, what you crave.
Over 12 million vehicles serviced. Jiffy Lube is Chicagoland's oil change specialist.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America's Jiffy Lube.
Preparing to defend the most hated man in America. Sunday at 10.
Certainly a different scenario for this man, Patrick Ewing, turning it from the fourth quarter difficulties he had in games 1 and 2. 8 points, 8 of the 17 coming in the fourth quarter this afternoon.
And a terrific job on the defensive boards as well. And there's been a lot of traffic under there. There always is when Dennis Rodman's around.
Minute and a half to go, fourth quarter. The Knicks have an 8-point lead. Jordan for 3. Pippen with the save. Again, Jordan for 3. Michael Jordan from downtown cuts it to 5 with a minute 15 left. Bulls over the foul limit. Knicks have a foul to give. Bulls thought that Harper traveled. And a steal by Pippen, who was able to call for time. Or was it Harper? No, apparently Harper called for timeout. With a minute 7 to go in this fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
It's out there. All things possible. Grab some friends, reach for the sky. We've been reaching too. Got a brand new beer from Miller. New Miller is brewed a whole new way, from the heart of the hops, for flavor unlike any other beer. Big flavor that goes down easy. We think so much of this new beer, we're just calling it who we are. Miller. It's a new day. Brand new Miller beer.
This is for Mr. Blanchard, who told me to make something of myself. For Miss Miller, who never let me settle for a seat. For my parents, who believe in my dreams. For myself, for my future.
Be all that you can be.
The internet will be the biggest thing since the Industrial Revolution. The internet will be just a chat line for physicists and video game addicts. Someday, your web address will be everything. One day on the internet, the Colonel's secret formula will whiz past the secret formula for Pepsi. What will the internet be? No one knows. But we engineer systems in anticipation of this vast uncertainty. So you can approach it as one huge opportunity. Digital. Whatever it takes.
The Knicks with an 88-83 lead on the Bulls. A minute 7 remaining in the fourth quarter. See timeouts remaining. The Bulls with a 14-6 run after trailing by as many as 13 with 5:20 to go. A three-pointer by Jordan a moment ago, cutting it to a 5-point lead. Michael Jordan now has 35 points. Starks. Picked off by Pippen. Another bad pass by Starks. Did not see Pippen. We're down to 50 seconds to go. Jordan trying to draw the foul, but able to hit. And the Knicks lead is only 3. Michael Jordan bringing the Bulls back again. 45 seconds remaining. Mason's inbounds pass handled by Hopper. Jordan looking for the steal. Shot clock at 15. Ewing for Oakley. Traveling violation on Oakley.
Well, after taking good care of the ball throughout this fourth quarter, consecutive turnovers, this walking violation by Charles Oakley as he got all shuffled up, over-eager to get something done, and then the ill-advised cross-court pass by John Starks on the play before, giving the Bulls life.
And that for Charles Oakley, his 6th turnover of the game. So 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks lead is only 3. Both teams have 1 full timeout remaining.
Well, Michael is thinking, take Mason to the basket, sealed off nicely, trying to draw contact, able to hang in the air and throw it from behind his right ear and get it the Bulls to within 3.
The Bulls have not been successful shooting the 3. They're 5 of 15 from downtown. Jordan's hit 1 of 3. Pippen only 3 of 8 from three-point territory. So the Knicks looking so strong just moments ago in this fourth quarter, led by as many as 13. Seconds to go. Jordan for 3 to tie it. He does! The Knicks of the Bulls are tied at 88. Timeout called by the Knicks with 19 and 4/10 seconds remaining. Michael Jordan has done it again. 40 points, 16 of the 40 here in the fourth. And remember, he was off to a slow start in the second half.
I was just about to say, Marv, the Bulls don't necessarily need a 3 in this situation. If it shows up 5, as Michael just escaped with a dribble to get away from Derek Harper, who was in his face to challenge the shot. And it's almost as if Michael willed this thing in. It looked like it was too low, not enough trajectory, but just cleared the front rim.
A 19-6 run by the Bulls over the last 5 minutes. Well, Michael telling us earlier that the backfield's fine. Says it's the best he has felt right throughout the series. He was obviously struggling physically for game 2. Did not have his usual energy. And has turned it up here down the stretch. He has scored the Bulls' last 10 points of this fourth quarter.
And Michael knew he was going to have to do more today with the absence of Tony Kukoc. I don't know if he knew he was going to have to do this much with his partner, Scottie Pippen, just having an awful shooting afternoon. 8 for 25 and 19 points. But Michael has somehow or other gotten the Bulls to even, and it's been the turnovers of New York that has led Chicago back in it.
Well, the Knicks once again have self-destructed with some poor decisions. Couple of bad passes, a travel by Oakley, giving the Bulls extra opportunities. Now the crowd trying to get the Knicks going. It is their possession. They do not have any timeouts left. 19 4/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and for the Knicks, it may be that the season comes down to this possession.
Well, bread and butter for the New York when they need a basket. It's the two-man play with John Starks and Patrick Ewing. However, they have had some success with Mason going one-on-one against Rodman. In the one-on-one situation, you have a better chance of controlling the clock.
And the Bulls are over the foul limit. 10 seconds to go. Starks fires. Chicago calling for time with 2 6/10 seconds left in regulation. So the Bulls will have a final possession with the game tied at 88.
Well, it was the two-man game that the Knicks went to, but John Starks forcing things up there really didn't give the play a chance to develop to see whether Patrick Ewing could roll to the basket or pop open for the jump shot. And as both Starks and Ewing walked to the bench, Patrick Ewing nothing but glares for John Starks. He rushed this too strong. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Anthony Mason to give the Bulls the last shot opportunity with 2.6 to go in the fourth.
Phil Jackson mapping it out. Now, Michael Jordan has fooled us in the past. The Knicks certainly have vivid memories of the night he went for 55, and everyone thought that he would take the final shot, but instead he found Bill Wennington, who was able to hit the game winner against the Knicks. Both teams are out of timeouts. The Knicks do have one foul to give.
And no delay of game for the Knicks, so they can't take a look at the play. In these situations, Michael Jordan always seems to be able to get open and get some kind of shot off.
Two and 6/10 seconds remaining in regulation. Michael Jordan, who hit for 44 points in game one of the series, has 40. 16 coming in the fourth quarter. Pippen will inbound. Charles Oakley playing away from Pippen, looking to help. And now moves up on the inbounds. And there is that a delay?
Yeah, that we were told that they were out of delays. Obviously, that was a mistake. So the obvious delay of game. To take a look at the play, they never really saw anything.
And now Pippen able to loop it in. Jordan could not get to it. And we're headed to overtime. The Knicks and the Bulls are tied at 88. So this third of the best of 7 goes to OT. Back with the overtime in a moment.
Ken Griffey Jr., athlete.
Hey, Nick, finish. This is a Griffey for President commercial. You know he's running for president, right? You know there's more to life than sports, man. There's
He
politics.
is a fabulous American hero. There has been
Hey,
anybody.
he got some interesting ideas about that black tax. Check him out.
Picked the Mariner Moose as a running mate. It shows his consideration for animals.
Now, that moose could be a liability. Hey, let me tell you what. I should be his running mate. I mean, that's a good job, because you don't got to do squat. Come on, Nick, power to the people. Stick it to the man. No nukes. Save the
know it's true. Pickle, we do mature faster than boys.
Introducing the burger with the grown-up taste. McDonald's Arch Deluxe.
Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Jack Haley came over to the official scorer. Haley, a player who acts as an assistant coach and helps out Phil Jackson, came over and asked the official scorer, was there a delay of game available? He told him no, that the Bulls had used the delay of game, as had the Knicks. Then there was a delay of game available, and Ed Rush, the official, came over and corrected that with the official scorer, but never notified the Bulls. Marv?
All right, thank you, Jim. Had that been a second delay of game, would have been a technical foul, and the Bulls would have gone to the foul line. So Oakley was able to take to the delay. There was wrong information passed on, and we're headed to the overtime session. The Knicks and the Bulls are tied at 88. Michael Jordan leading the way with 40 points to the early score. Utah up by 1 over San Antonio, following the Knicks and the Bulls. We will bring you the San Antonio Spurs and the Utah Jazz in game 3 of that series. That series tied at 1 apiece. And the Bulls control.
Well, it looked like a quick jump by Luke Longley to control that tip, and the Knicks have to regroup, regain their composure as far as not turning the ball over.
Luke Longley blocked by Patrick Ewing. Here is Hopper, and Ewing with the rebound. Starks met by Jordan. 5-minute overtime just underway. Game tied at 88. Starks Knicks lead by 2.
Terrific execution by Starks and Ewing on that two-man play. Jordan played it well on a couple of sequences there, but John Starks stayed with it, and Patrick Ewing finally nailed Jordan to set John free.
Starks has 25. He leads the Knicks. Now Jordan played by Hopper. Going to back him in with a fadeaway. And Ewing could not get to it. Pippen does. Pippen for 3. Yes! Scottie Pippen once again opportunistic. For Pippen, his 4th from downtown. Although he has not shot well, he's had some important shots in the second half, and the Bulls lead by 1. A minute and a half gone by in overtime. Starks for 3. It's the next 93 of the Bulls, 91. John Starks, 5 of 8 from downtown. Jordan, though he had Hopper off balance and was able to take advantage. Jordan has 42, and the game is tied at 93.
John Starks has the hot hand for New York right now. It'd be a good idea for them to try to set him free again.
Would love to foul out Luke Longley. Hopper turns it over, and here's Jordan in a race. Nice play by Starks to break it up. Knocked the ball away, but called for the foul.
Well, Derek Harper just having a nightmare from the field, 1 for 11, and then turning the ball over here, and the ball just thrown long and let Michael Jordan run under and catch up, and he was just slapped on the wrist to prevent the easy basket.
Jordan 8 of 11 at the line. 43 for Jordan, and the Bulls lead by 1. The Knicks on a couple of occasions led by as many as 13. They had a 13-point lead in the 4th quarter, but the Bulls sparked by Jordan, able to come from behind. It is Chicago 95 and New York 93. 2:35 left in overtime. Mason. Played well by Rodman. Oakland. And foul. So Patrick Ewing will go to the line. Foul is called on Ron Harper. That is number 5.
Well, it's been an effective play with Mason isolating against Dennis Rodman. He's been able to beat him to the basket on a couple of occasions, or at least there's a miss by Patrick Ewing. He's been able to get into the lane, draw the defense, and that's what happened. That set Charles Oakley open to drive to the basket, draw the defense, and find Ewing.
Ewing is now 5 of 7 at the line. So hits 1 of 2 to cut it to a 1-point Chicago lead. Jordan. And the follow. Michael Jordan with the follow to extend to a 3-point advantage. 46 points for Jordan.
I don't know how he found the opening to get between Harper and Starks, but he did. Cuffed the ball, knew he was in trouble, and basically just threw it off the glass to himself.
Got no shirt, got no shoes, got no coat, so got me the blues. Yeah, I got no shades.
Hey! That's because you got no Pepsi.
Now the more Pepsi you drink, the more stuff you get from the new Pepsi catalog.
Got no mansion, got no yacht.
This might be the end of the blues as we know it.
Drink a lot of Pepsi, get a lot of stuff.
For years, we have watched the skies and waited.
A signal. Definitely sky-based.
But we never imagined we could be looking for something.
If they're not here now, they will be soon.
That's already found us.
What is it? What's happening?
Stop watching the skies.
As much as you think you know, you don't know the half of it.
Start watching your back. Charlie Sheen, The Arrival, rated PG-13. Starts May 31st at theaters everywhere.
Pennzoil technology leads the way again. Pennzoil 97, first to fully achieve 1997's tougher GF2 motor oil performance standard that requires higher fuel efficiency, reduced volatility burn-off, full-time protection against high rev foaming. Don't wait. Get tougher GF2 motor oil performance for your car today. Get Pennzoil 97 and get it now. Pennzoil, a broadcast sponsor of NBC's coverage of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games.
As we recap this series, the keys to a Bulls victory in Game 1, 44 points from Michael Jordan. John Starks went 0 for 9 from the field. The Bulls took Game 2 this past Tuesday as Scottie Pippen scored 9 fourth-quarter points while the Knicks went more than 7 minutes without a field goal. And this afternoon, right at the end of regulation, big three-point shot by Jordan to get the tie at 88. And a moment ago, Jordan able to slice his way through to give the Bulls a 3-point lead. Jordan, 17 of 34 from the field. He has 46 points. The most he scored against the Knicks, that 55-point game last March the 28th. Pippen and Jordan in the fourth quarter and overtime have accounted for 35 of the Bulls' 39 points. That's 90% of the scoring. 1:45 left in OT. And the Bulls are up by 3. Ewing, wild shot to cut it to 1.
Well, Patrick likes that move. I don't think he likes the degree of difficulty as he was able to stake through and get that shot off.
Minute and a half remaining in overtime. Jordan able to beat Harper off the dribble, came up short but recovered. Shot clock at 5. Rebounded by Oakley. And a foul on Rodman. Loose ball foul on Rodman. Another look at that move by Ewing.
Patrick getting in there and falling away, but just able to get enough touch up there as Jordan spins away from the double team, gets too far underneath the basket, enabling Ewing to come up and get the block.
Here's Oakland. He fumbled it and lost it. He had the step off the lead from Mason. Couple of costly turnovers by Charles Oakley.
21 now in the ball game, giving up 23 points as Charles Oakley trying to get that shot off before he actually had control of the basketball and losing his concentration just momentarily.
7th turnover of the game committed by Oakley. And as you can see, upset with himself. The Bulls maintain the 1-point lead as we approach 1 minute left in overtime. Longley finding an open Pippen for 3. And the rebound is taken by Oakley. 45 seconds to go in OT. Ewing shooting over Longley. It's the Knicks 98. The Bulls 97, and Phil Jackson calls for time. So Patrick Ewing with 22 points, and this afternoon 13 of the 22 have come after the 3rd quarter. 37 and 9/10 seconds to go in overtime.
Well, Patrick looked like he was in trouble, fumbled the ball, challenged by Longley, but able to keep his eye on the rim and get the follow through and the finish. One more time, Ewing able to get it over the outstretched arm of Luke Longley.
CD changer, amplifier, 4 bookshelf speakers. Ordered by telephone on Cindy Reese's MasterCard. Delivered to 73 William Street. Does Cindy live at 73 William Street? Does anybody? MasterCard pioneered the Address Information Management Service. It helps secure transactions by making sure an address is legitimate. Not an abandoned warehouse. It can tell if someone lives there.
Nice place.
Although it can't say why.
Great neighborhood.
MasterCard. It's smart money.
So this is what you do every day, huh? For a baby. Like this. Not like this. It's not so bad. Maybe...
For the man with sensitive skin, Schick introduces the new Tracer FX.
There's a sensitive part? Right here? Good.
With its unique skin guard designed for a smooth shave with less irritation.
Think I'm getting the hang of it.
The shaving system for sensitive skin. Schick Tracer FX.
You guys are so sensitive. What's the big deal?
The Knicks with a 1-point lead, 37 and 9/10 seconds remaining in overtime. So the Knicks able to come from behind in this overtime session. 2 timeouts remain for each club. Patrick Ewing, 8 in the 4th, 5 in the overtime, turning it around from the performances in games 1 and 2 of this series. Ewing has played 44 minutes. Mason has gone 48 minutes. Jordan has played 50 minutes. Rodman has gone 52 minutes. Harper got picked off, trying to guard Jordan. Oakley up the way. Starks off the steal. And a whistle. The official, Joe DeRosa, stopping the play and walking over to the scorer's table. Apparently wanted to reset the clock. So Charles Oakley comes up with a huge play, getting a piece of the dribble.
Well, Charles Oakley, who has had his turnover problems with 7 in this game. Actually, the Knicks had a foul to give, and that was Oakley, I think, maybe trying to pick up that foul.
And Michael Jordan called for the foul, sending John Starks at the line because the Bulls are over the limit. Starks only 1 of 3 at the line.
And Michael Jordan, mad at the official, Joe DeRosa, saying, I didn't foul Starks, I fouled Charles Oakley.
Bulls take a timeout. The Knicks now lead by 2. 27 and 3/10 seconds remaining.
thought Charles Oakley, knowing that the Knicks had a foul to give in that situation, switched out on Michael Jordan, knowing he was going to get some help there, reaching in before Michael could get himself in the act of shooting, either going for the steal or the possible foul wouldn't have cost anything. And that's Michael Jordan telling the official that it should be Charles Oakley on the free throw line rather than John Starks. Patrick Ewing, that's his way of saying great defensive play, Charles, on that steal of Michael Jordan.
Although Charles Oakley has had a very solid season at the line, 83% free throw shooter. He's been very dependable. The Knicks with a 99-97 lead on the Bulls. Desperately trying to hang on in this series, with game number 4 coming up tomorrow evening here at Madison Square Garden. That'll be a 5:30 start, 5:30 Eastern time here on NBC.
And then Knicks still have that foul to give in case there's a situation where they think they're going to get beat to the basket and either go for that steal or commit the foul to make the Bulls bring the ball side out of bounds. Here's another look at that steal as Charles Oakley reaching in, able to knock it loose from Michael Jordan. And clearly, Michael Jordan did reach out and grab John Starks. He does belong on the free throw line.
Matt, are you losing your voice here in overtime? You're going to be all right for tomorrow?
I'm in good shape. I don't know about these players, but all the minutes they've played.
So John Starks with his second free throw. 2 of 4 at the line. And he has been a solid free throw shooter over the years. The Knicks lead by 3. Down to 25 seconds in overtime. Jordan is hit from behind. Derek Hopper. So that was the foul to give on the part of the Knicks. The next one would put them over the limit, just looking to break the pattern of the Bulls setup. Bulls down by 3. They go for the 2 as they found Scottie Pippen by himself. It brings it to a 1-point ball game. 13 seconds to go. Mason will be inbounds for Oakley, who is immediately hit by Rodman. So now Oakley will go to the line. He is 3 of 4 at the free throw line. And as I said a moment ago, 83% for the season.
Well, you see the Bulls not rushing things, not just taking the 3 because they were down 3. They would have taken it if it was there, but getting the easy 2 and then put a team that, as a team, has been struggling from the free throw line at about 64% in these playoffs.
And you see 21 of 31 here today. 11 and 3/10 seconds remaining. The Knicks lead is 2. Chicago has 1 timeout left. The Knicks with 2 remaining. Little leg kick by Oakley to help that shot follow through. The Knicks lead by 3, and the Bulls take a timeout.
What are the steps to winning in the NBA Finals? Step 1, play hard. 2, drink Gatorade. 3, match the inside of your cap with the winning team and the number of games it takes them to win the finals. And win a bag full of cool stuff. There will be over 1 million winning caps.
Sweat it out. Don't just watch the finals. Play them.
Suggestion. Don't wear all the cool stuff at the same time.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys want to stay cool. How do you do it? With new Speed Stick Gel, proven to keep you drier than any other gel. It's the best gel protection. New Speed Stick Gel, just for the guys.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Red.
Back so soon?
I hear Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is back, but try this.
Not bad. Now try this.
Wendy's spicy chicken is a whole breast filet seasoned with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices for a very spicy sandwich.
Too bad it's not around all the time.
Didn't I tell you? People like it so much, it's on the menu full time.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. Now you can get it whenever you want it.
I'll be back.
And I'll be waiting.
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary oil that protects better than regular oils, yet costs less than full synthetics. Durablend from Valvoline. Valvoline's the #1 choice of top mechanics.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint Cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
During the regular season, the Bulls, one of the better three-point shooting teams. Today, though, only 7 of 20 from three-point territory. Steve Kerr, in fact, #2 in the NBA in that department. Today, Pippen 4 of 10. Jordan 2 of 5 from downtown. The Knicks by 3. 11 and 3/10 seconds to go in overtime. Jordan guarded by Hoffer. Down to 5. There's Pippen, looking for the shot, gets it up. And the Knicks have defeated the Bulls in overtime. The Chicago Bulls are beat for the first time in the playoffs. And it sets up Game 4 here tomorrow. 5:30 start on NBC with the Bulls now in front 2-1. Michael Jordan with 46 points rallied his club, but the Knicks able to pull it out in overtime. Let's go to Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Bart. Patrick, you had only